crazy? Well, then ask yourself this. Have you ever wondered if everything that you see, everything you touch could be an illusion, a hologram, a simulation, a cosmic deep sea? Jesus already figured this out 2,000 years ago. And what's even wilder is that modern physics is proving right. See, today, scientists are discovering that matter doesn't even exist, that everything is just structured information, a projection from a higher reality. But here's the crazy part. An ancient book called The Sophia of Jesus Christ revealed the secret almost 2,000 years ago, and the church was so terrified of what it said, so if this world is an illusion, then who built it? And more importantly, how do we escape? And by the end of this video, you'll know. The Sophia of Jesus Christ is a book that was likely written in the 1st or 2nd century CE, and the church was not happy. They tried to control or delete this info by banning it and persecuting anyone who had it. But luckily, it was discovered in 1945, buried near the tombs of Egypt. And in this book, Jesus appears not in the flesh, but is pure light. But who is the Sophia in the Sophia of Jesus Christ? Well, Sophia is the Greek word for wisdom. So this book is called The Wisdom of Jesus Christ. But Sophia is also a goddess of pure light, more powerful than the God of the Bible. So we'll get to that soon. But first, what exactly does this book the church feared so much actually reveal? According to this book, after the crucifixion, Jesus' followers were basically having...
I have to give him credit. Even though I disagree with the whole simulation, his idea of the simulation is a simulation based in consciousness, and that is really just terminology at that point. And his understanding of this text is pretty damn good.
The man that they thought was going to bring about in reality was just dead, game over. Or so they thought, because something insane happened. According to the Sophia of Jesus Christ, Jesus returned, but not in the way that anyone was expecting. He was about to reveal that this world was nothing like what it seems. The text says, the Savior appeared not in his previous form, but in the invisible spirit, and his likeness resembles a great angel of light. But his resemblance one must not describe. No mortal flesh could endure it, but only pure, perfect flesh. So this was Jesus 2.0, not as a body, but as light, a light that's so pure the average person couldn't even look at it. So why is this important? Well, he wasn't just trying to make a dramatic entrance. Jesus was showing that he basically hacked his way out of the simulation, because reality is not even matter. He was like Neo, free from the Matrix, and his message to the disciples, reality is God. Now, his disciples, which were 12 men and 7 women, according to this book, gathered around the mountain full of divination and joy. And they were confused. They had seen Jesus die, but here he was, like an angel of light. And they weren't asking him about love thy neighbor, fish and loaves, or turning the other cheek. They wanted the answers. So they straight up asked him, what is the underlying reality of the universe? Now, hold on for a minute. Pause. Do you notice something different here? This isn't the Bible story they tell you in church. They weren't asking about simple moral lessons or parables. They wanted to know what reality itself actually is. And Jesus, he didn't sugarcoat it. He didn't tell them to just have faith or pray on it. Instead, he hit them with this. I want you to know that all men from the foundation of the world until now, while they have inquired about God, who he is, and what he is like, they have not found him. The wisest among them have speculated from the ordering of the world and its movements, but their speculation has not reached the truth. So Jesus was saying that no one
is profound.
Greatest philosopher, not the holiest priest, not
one of my favorite texts. One of them.
The universe after one ayahuasca trip, because they've all been looking at the wrong parts. But Jesus wasn't trapped like them because he wasn't from here. He tells them, I, who came from infinite light, am here, for I know him, light, that I might speak to you about the precise nature of the truth. So Jesus is straight up saying that he came from beyond this world, beyond this simulation, this illusion, this prison of a false reality. And then he casually drops this bombshell. I want you to know that everything that exists was brought forth from a single source of infinite light, but the world itself is polluted. So did you catch that? He just said that everything that exists, everything was born from a singularity of infinite light. Do you know how crazy this is? This is a book that's almost 2,000 years old, and Jesus was literally talking about the Big Bang thousands of years before modern science even existed. But Jesus didn't stop there. The world we live in, he's saying it's not real and that everything comes from light, but the material world is a polluted version of that something greater, purer, it's hidden from us. Alright, so maybe you're thinking, okay, but this is all just a bunch of mystical mumbo-jumbo speculation, right? Well, no, it turns out that modern physics has been inching towards the exact same conclusion, except instead of calling it divine revelation, they called it quantum mechanics. Enter David Bohm, who was one of the most influential physicists of the 20th century. He took one look at reality and basically said, yeah, this is all an elaborate light show. Bohm proposed that everything we perceive as solid matter is actually born from light. Sound familiar? Bohm said, light can carry information about the entire universe. Light, by interactions of different rays, produces particles in all the diverse structures of matter. There are ripples on this vast ocean of light. This ocean of energy could be thought of as an ocean of light. Okay, think about that. The universe itself, everything you see, touch, or experience in general, it's not actually solid. It's patterns of condensed and structured light. So if it's all light, then why does it still hurt when you stub your toe? Well, Bohm described matter as frozen.
Where do I get into the new science of heaven and plasma cosmology? Oh, man.
He said, all matter is a condensation of light into patterns moving back and forth at average speeds, which are less than the speed of light. In other words, everything we call physical is just light pretending to be solid, light that's been slowed down, and this aligns perfectly.
Science and spirituality are about to be one.
With what the Gnostic gospel of Jesus was saying thousands of years ago. When Jesus
there won't be need for belief anymore.
But as pure light, he wasn't just trying out a new look because he thought it looked cool. He was showing them that this world, the material world, is an illusion of light. It's part of a structured, interconnected, light-based simulation. And to make this make even more sense, I want to try a quick thought experiment. Imagine a pool of water. Well, the water represents pure light. Now imagine parts of that water freezing into ice. That ice, well, that's like matter. It's still water. It hasn't become something else. It's just a different state of the same fundamental substance. So that's like ice is
exactly
matter is transformed light.
Exactly.
It really isn't what it seems. And to begin to see through the illusion is to realize that we were never separate from the light.
Exactly.
We've just been slowed down, frozen into form, trapped in a dense illusion. The truth, we've always been part of the infinite source. Now, before we reveal more mind-blowing things that Jesus said in this damn gospel, I want you to understand how reality could be a structured simulation of light. And to do that, let's think about holograms. Now, a hologram is an image that looks real, that looks like it's three-dimensional, but it's actually just structured.
Yeah, welcome to the Machine Lives.
Light waves interact with each other, and it creates an illusion of depth and form. So,
Flight of the Eagle. You know what I mean? But yeah, blessings. We're going to chop it up with some debate reviews. Try to find some Zionist statements. We're just having a relaxed stream tonight. You know, share the screen here and do some debate reviews. Try to relax here. Blessings, man. But yeah, we'll see what they got popping off here. I'm really interested to see, first of all, what position this cat's going to take, because I'm actually totally in the dark about whether he supports Zionism or not. How can you support Donald Trump but not support Zionism? It doesn't even make sense. How are you a shill for Donald Trump but you don't support Zionism? You know, maybe you got your fucking wires crossed. I mean, but it's pretty clear that, you know, no supporter of, some type of anti-Zionism should also be a supporter of Trump on public spaces. You know what I mean? So that seems very strange. And to spend time pushing out rhetoric that supports one or the other political party and then declare yourself to be some type of radical thinker, that doesn't make any sense, right? So let me remove this eagle here. We're going to go up to play this and see what's popping off in this debate. But yeah, feel free to join the conversation by clicking the link. Also, feel free to, let us know how you feel. I mean, in the chat, we got some cool people in the chat. Blessings. I mean, proud to have a few of you in here, smart people in here. I mean, and we're going to go ahead and exit out this chat here. because that's going to be a constant annoyance. And we're going to focus on the words they say because, first of all, we're going to determine what position each of them holds. Who is the Zionism supporter? The debate topic is, should Christians support Zionism? So let's see. I mean, obviously the answer is no. So we'll see what position each of them hold. Oh, whoops, it's muted.
Welcome back to The Raging Tomato. I am Sarah, here bringing to you live another Moderator Monday. This evening, I have Andrew Wilson from the. We're going to get into this debate.
Don't have one prepared. I don't even really know why Andrew wants to debate me, because I think that it's going to be a theological thing. And as I stated in the last debate with, I believe it's his friend, Jay something. I'm not a biblical scholar, and I think that there is a lot of rhetoric around like this. These people's interpretation.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you could support Trump. I mean, that's fine, Luna. Definitely, definitely. I mean, but there's several different things here. I mean, because the support for Trump, right? Because yes, Trump supports Zionism, right? So the support for Trump doesn't necessarily have to be tied to his support for Zionism, right? So that is a true case. However, because Trump does many other policies other than focus on, the Jewish people, obviously. But Zionism is a different stance than just supporting Jewish people, like how you said here, supporting Jewish people. Right? That's not exactly what Zionism is, right? Zionism is a political movement, right? Okay, that started in 1895, right? In Switzerland, right? By Theodor Herzl. Okay, so the idea in Zionism is that the Jewish people are a people without a nation, and that they need to establish a land, right? That they need a nation, a national home. Now, not all of the Zionists thought that this home should be in Israel, right? Where or in Palestine today, right? So yeah, but yeah. So that's what Zionism is. It's a political movement that started around the 1900s. Okay. And it has many different expressions, right? Now, that doesn't necessarily have to do with Judaism. Many Jewish people are anti-Zionist, right? Okay, so it's important to recognize that, right? It's very important to recognize that, right? Many people do not support many Jewish people do not support the institution of Israel as a state, right? They believe that it's an illegitimate state. Why? Because it's not based on the religious laws. It's based on secular laws, right? So a lot of them consider it not a religious institution, right? So they quickly are able to distinguish between political Zionism and Jewish messianism, right? Or any form of the Jewish religious practice. You know what I'm saying? No, that's false. That is a false statement. That's a false statement, right? If you look up the history, right, it's actually been historically, sometimes it belonged to Rome. Okay, sometimes it belonged to the Muslims, right? Sometimes it belonged to the Jews. Historically, it can't really be established, right? The rule of King David and all those people, right? So you can't really establish historically much about the rule of any of those kings that you see in the Bible, right? So it's hard to say when. Yeah, 1947, Israel was established, exactly, right? So that's a different thing, right? But yeah, I mean, but yeah, no, it hasn't always belonged to the Jewish people, right? Okay. Okay, and Hebrew and Jewish people are not the same thing. Hebrew, Jewish, and Israel are all actually distinct things, right?
of the Bible. The Bible can be contextualized, right? Unlike the Quran, it's like it can be open to interpretation, and everybody's got their own.
Yeah, Israel was actually established by King David and not by Moses, right? So Israel was not established by Moses because Moses never reached the Holy Land, right? He died, okay, in the Sinai Peninsula, supposedly, right? So that's according to the Bible, right?
Own opinion about what this meant. And
Yeah, Luna, I think you mean the Arabs. Arabs and Muslims are two different things, right? Because all the Muslims, because there's Chinese Muslims, there's white Muslims, right? But the Arabs are supposed to be descendants of Abraham, right? So yeah, the Arabs and Jews are descendants of Abraham, right?
what that meant. And you get a lot of chat GPT Christians out there who go, oh, well,
Yep, Moses didn't die. God took him out of here. That's the same thing. Yeah, when God takes you out of here, you die, right? It's the same thing, right? Right, it's mentioned in the Pentateuch that he's buried, right? He has a grave, right? So yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. It's a little bit of a lot to learn. I mean, when we start watching the debate, a lot of these questions are going to keep coming up over and over. That's why I'm just saying them right now. You know what I mean? Because we're going to keep going over this stuff over and over. You know what I mean? But yeah, blessings, Luna. Thank you for watching.
well, this is actually what happened, and this is actually what happened, and a lot of it is either bullshit or confirmation bias. So the argument that I was trying to make in the previous debate, which I was kicked out of because Jay didn't like being trolled, which again wasn't even a debate. I like the fact that we're actually doing a moderator.
So this is already kind of a sort of a stupid premise for a debate. What, you had some online beef with Jay Dyer, right? So you started a debate with Andrew Wilson, right? That's kind of a ludicrous premise to begin a debate with, right? I mean, if I must say so, I mean, start a debate because you're passionate about taking one side of the position that you're debating for, right? If you're passionate about the truth, right? You're passionate about defeating your opponent, or about, showing where their points about your contention are wrong. I mean, yeah, of course, blessings. Yeah, I'm checking out the chat for you guys because I'm having kind of a relaxed stream. It's not like how I normally do my presentations, right? Where I'm reading things, right? So go ahead and shoot off your questions. No worries. In the chat there, blessings.
Here, and hopefully we're going to have an actual discussion, and it's not going to be just cheap tricks and fucking gaslighting. The argument that I was trying to make is, yes, Christians should support Zionism because just the simple fact that Jesus was a Jew. I mean, I don't understand that. I know, yeah, there's going to be people that are like, no, he wasn't. He was a Christian. Yeah, he was a Jew. I think that a lot of this cherry picking and trying to figure out whether or not you are accurately interpreting whether or not some replacement theology or suppressionism versus the dual covenant, which is what I believe. It really doesn't matter. You should support Zionism because Jesus forgave the Jews. The Jews are decent people that deserve a right to their homeland. You can make the theological debate for Zionism, or you can make the modern Zionism debate, which Theodore Herzl started, which he wasn't even trying to go to Israel. He was trying to go anywhere just so that they could escape persecution. I argue both. But
so Theodore Herzl was an atheist, right? He has nothing to do with Judaism or the Jewish religion, right? He's claiming that Jesus was a Jew, but he's a Christian, right? Which is totally strange to me, right? Because, in the Gospel of John, Jesus has some choice words about the Jews, right? So I don't know what sect of Jews was Jesus, right? You know what I mean? So it just doesn't make any sense.
Blessings. Ave Lewis. Praise be to Allah. Yeah. They're already contradicting themselves. It's been less than a minute. That's quite a feat.
Yeah, what connection is there between Theodore Herzl and
yeah, and like you said, he was
Judaism
an
during
atheist.
Jesus?
And the fact of the matter is, there were many rabbis that were blowing the whistle about Zionism. It was a minority opinion. Most Jews were against it, and now it's the majority opinion. But any Jews that are religious and actually follow the Torah, especially the Karaites, if you look up the Karaite Jews, Karite, they say that it's blasphemy because God is supposed to give them their land, not man. And Zionism was started by the royals and Rothschild and
Yeah,
the
see,
Balfour
this is the thing
Declaration.
that yeah, Jesus was from the tribe of the line of Judah, but the thing about it is that you have to distinguish between the tribes in the racial sense and the religion that he practiced.
Bingo.
I mean, right? And also,
Yes.
what you have to think about is that King
Yeah.
David married a Hittite woman, and Hittites
Yes.
are not Jews.
Yes.
So racially, Jesus
Someone
must have been
finally,
mixed.
someone finally gets it. This is what Adam Green messes up when he's like, he was a Jew. He was a Jew. No, he wasn't. Exactly, machine. Finally, someone gets it. He was not a Jew in that sense. That's why they were getting mad at him because he was doing stuff on the Sabbath. He was healing people on the Sabbath. They got mad at him. He's healing people, and they got mad at him. And then he went to he was talking when he's saying your father's the devil and all this other stuff. He wasn't just talking to some random Jew. He was going to the Sanhedrin, the tippy top, the Talmudic scholars, what they're called the Gaonim, which is one of the meanings of the G in Freemasonry. Anyways, just one of them. There's multiple. Goddess, generation. There's a few different, but that's who he was talking about when he says scribes and Pharisees. He's talking about the he talks about they don't follow the scriptures. They follow the wisdom of the elders, the tradition of the elders. He's talking about the Talmud. That's actually what he's talking about. And when he says scribes and Pharisees, the Pharisee was a lawyer as well. And money changer. What is a money changer? A banker. So there's a lot of hidden truth in Jesus' teachings that went way over people's heads. That's all I have to say. I don't want
Yeah,
to
so the
ramble
debate is
on.
going to be between two Zionists.
Yeah,
Andrew Wilson is a Zionist because he's show for Trump. And
Zionism is anti religious.
yeah, and this guy's a Zionist saying that Jesus was a Jew. So so this guy's totally out of whack. So let's see what else
Nonsense.
let's see what else
Nonsense.
they have to say. This is going to be trash from the beginning.
But I can argue the theological debate, but somebody like Andrew, who's probably more versed in the Bible, is going to be able to rattle off a bunch of passages and try to trip me up, and you'll probably be.
Wait, what? You're in a debate about the Bible, but you don't know about the Bible? What are you doing here, dude? Like, click off. Like, what? It's over. Like, how are you arguing that the opponent in the debate knows more about the Bible than you? Like, go away, dude.
Right?
Like what? Like it's should Christians support Zionism? You're gonna need the Bible for this debate, buddy. I don't know. And Andrew, he refuses to use it. He's gonna defer to the church authorities. So,
The most ironic part is that Zionism hates Jews.
right,
That's what's so screwed up. If you read
right.
like Moses Hess and all that, they were talking about how anti-Semitism could be used in their favor, and they could,
Right.
they were
Yeah,
literally
they're fine with
terrorizing the
cracking.
Jews.
Yeah, they're fine with cracking a few eggshells. Look at the JDL. They're fine
Right,
with cracking a few
right,
eggshells.
exactly. They didn't care if Jews were eradicated from the earth because it would get them to only the strong ones would survive. Basically, they didn't care if the weak ones died, as long as the strong ones survived. Like that's directly in Roman Jerusalem.
Yeah, think about that.
Moses
Like a Jew is
Hess.
sacred. Like a Jew is sacred compared to a goy, but it's okay to sacrifice a few of them. Like these people, these people are Sabbateans, man. They don't actually believe this shit.
Exactly. That's what they
How
are.
can that
Which
be
is
true?
so they rejected the Torah. So they're not Jews. These are the ones that Jesus warned about. That's exactly what they are. They follow the wisdom of the traditions of the elders. They
And
call it
these
wisdom.
people, you should see these Protestant, Christian Zionists. They actually follow the messianic false Judaism. So they actually follow the Sabbateans. I mean, and not
Yeah.
the actual real Judaism. So they're getting advice from all sorts of Kabbalists and stuff from the 15th century forward. And that's informing their religious beliefs. And you can go to John Nelson Darby and Schofield and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Obviously, Andrew Wilson's going to mention all that stuff. So, because it's been in the conspiracies, they're making the conspiracy stuff mainstream. So it's going to be obvious that he's going to mention all, and he's going to act like it's some big, like, grandstand. Dude, it's pissed on fucking breadcrumbs at this point. We all know about Schofield and Darby, dude. Like, you don't have to bring it, like, and we know that you support Trump, a known Zionist. So don't grandstand now.
Schofield and Darby absolutely destroyed Protestantism. Absolutely destroyed it.
Right.
Martin Luther, I'm about to take way too long to get into.
Watch. He's gonna say this is Protestant. He's gonna try to shift the problem when the Orthodox Church has so much property in Israel. They're obviously colluding with the Israeli government.
Oh yeah.
And, it's nonsense to not think that. Right?
Well, this is why I have so much issue with the church, man. And but I have a lot of really good conversations besides that. You know what I'm talking about. A lot of really, really good conversations outside of that one topic. And that's really cool. But yeah, that's why I'm so vehemently against the church of any kind. Because you really look into the history, man, and it's atrocious. Yeah. I mean, the Reformation, though, was a good thing. But it got co-opted from the start. Yeah. And this futurism, man, was one of the biggest Trojan horses, and it was absolutely Jesuit. And the Jesuits were created to stifle and stop the Reformation. It was legitimately the counter-Reformation.
Yeah, blessings
You
to
know what I
Unseen
mean?
Warfare.
Yeah.
He did a reading from the Protocols of the Elder Zion. We're gonna play that out here.
Yeah, we had a really good conversation earlier.
Yeah, we got Luna Song saying hi to Truther Cop on the panel. Blessings, Truther. And
greetings.
Well, let's check out what they say. This guy's
I've had people yell at me. Should I restream?
Yeah, it's up to you. I'm gonna be here for a while. It's only 27 minutes in so far, so I'll be here for a few hours if you want to here.
But yeah, when everybody talks about the Luciferian elite, you really want to talk about Satanism? There's your Satanism right there. It's not Anton LaVey. It's these people, these Sabbateans. They turn everything upside down. They invert everything. Even Satanists don't do that.
He's got his eyes closed. That's the
These people
real truth, though.
These people
Both of them got their eyes closed.
These people take the Torah and they flip it upside down and they say everything that it says, we're going to do the opposite. Murder, rape, torture, incest, everything is okay. That's Satanism. You really want to get into it.
Yeah, real.
The Satanism that everyone points fingers at is a joke compared to what they do.
Yeah, true.
That's
just tactic. Or you can understand that I might not know all of those passages off the top of my head, and you can try to talk to me like I was hoping the last person would talk to me. Speak to me like a general, normal Christian who doesn't know everything you know, and I think we can have a respectful debate. That's an actual
what
debate.
A cope.
If you're ready to do that, I'm ready to do that, and I think that we should get on with it. That's good enough for me.
Thank you, Misfit. Andrew, to you.
That's it.
Yeah. So wasn't expecting we should support Zionism because Jesus was a Jew argument, but here we are. So this debate is somewhat strange because the prompt, while straightforward, doesn't really afford much wiggle room to my opponent. Now, so that the audience and he understands, there was no trickery here. I proposed it.
By the way, what argument? This guy put forward no argument. He said, "Oh, the Jesus was a Jew argument." This guy didn't put forward like premises and a conclusion. Like he just said Jesus was a Jew. It was a declarative statement, not an argument. I don't know why he's pretending like this is a debate or he made an opening statement that presented an argument at all. Like he literally said he doesn't want to talk about the Bible, which is impossible during a debate of this type. And then he also said Jesus was a Jew, which is just a declarative false statement. I mean, so I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he's secretly a Jew.
Yeah, like what? Like, what's the
Yeah.
debate? Like,
Wait, is Andrew Wilson actually going to make sense? I almost don't want that to happen.
nah, it's not possible.
Right.
Yeah, it's not going to be possible.
The different debate prompt, which was, should Christians support Zionism based on the Bible? That debate prompt actually made a lot more sense and was ultimately far more charitable to my opponent, but for some reason he insisted on rejecting it.
Wait, what? It's should Christians support Zionism? How is should Christians support Zionism based on the Bible going to change it? What else are they going to base it on? Like what? Like how would that change it at all? Like that would not change it a significant amount. So I mean, should Christians support Zionism? I mean, what's the point of this? See, I told you in advance, neither of these people are actually going to bring evidence from the Bible. So this so-called debate is already a sham. Yeah, they're all just doing this for donos. None of this. These are two crypto Jews doing this for donos. I mean, for shekels.
Good cop, bad cop. Yeah. I would agree with that. I want to respond to a couple things Luna said because I think she made some good points. Will God judge us for what we know or for what we don't know? What is the end game? The way I see it is God judges the heart. I think it's really that simple. I think everyone makes things way more complicated than they need to be. What if a person just loves God and tries to be good to people? Isn't that all that matters? I would say yes, for sure. What is the right book, the Torah or the Talmud? That's not even a real question. Obviously, the Torah. The Talmud is despicable if you've ever actually read a real version of it. Read the Steinsaltz, and it'll be very clear that the Talmud is an absolutely wicked book that turns the Torah upside down. That's the thing, not everyone knows everything. None of us know it all. How could we? Absolutely. When Jesus was crucified, they said he was the king of the Jews. What does that mean? Okay, yeah, but
They're
Jesus
making
never
fun
said he
of him.
was the.
That's
Jesus
Pontius
never.
Pilate making fun of him.
Yes.
So you got to
Yeah.
put that into context.
Yeah, Jesus never said he was the king of the Jews. They said that about him. Yeah. Blessings. The Talmud is a wicked book. It's one of the most wicked books ever penned by man.
Yeah, blessings. Blessings, Isaac. Thank you for watching. Thank you, Jake, for watching. Thank you, Luna, for the questions.
Yeah, she had a lot of insightful questions.
Yeah, namaste. Yeah, blessings, homie. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I appreciate you for saying like and share. Thank you, homie.
For the prompt, should Christians support Zionism, with him in the affirmative instead. The reason this is strange to me is because I don't really understand how you can tell a Christian they should do anything at all, absent biblical grounding or Christian ethics as the base of the ought. I just don't even understand how that can be done. He's actually debating the affirmative that Christians should do a thing here, but rejects they should do it based on the Bible. Note here that any arguments made from the Bible being the basis for why Christians should support Zionism are going to be rejected by me, as he rejected that prompt altogether, opting for the more difficult ought claim. I can only assume this is because he doesn't really understand debate very well or what we're trying to determine here. Now that I said I essentially think the arguments, and this is essentially what I think his arguments will be, and I was proven right. Ultimately, he'll default to is the Bible, or he'll default to a biblical argument, which is going to make this even more strange, even because he rejected the prompt. So it's very strange. But now to the arguments themselves. My opponent will likely use the following arguments, and I'll refute them all right now, and I'll refute them during the debate. 1, Christians should support Israel or Zionism, or they are supporting X group. This is a common argument, but it's fallacious immediately. It's a false dilemma argument. 2, Christians should support Zionism because Jewish people deserve a homeland.
What's X group? I bet most of this debate is going to be about Muslims. I mean, that's going to be the X group. I mean, they're going to spend a great amount of time, arguing about whether they should have Jews help eradicate Muslims because Jews are
hell no.
white, according to some, and they are people of the Bible, the chosen people, according to some other white people. So,
right.
So I mean, we all know what this debate's really about. I mean, why don't you guys look at the elephant in the room? AIPAC and
Right.
the Israel lobby and the American government and and Christian Zionism and any of these problems. And, and look at who really runs this country. Looks like they're not going to get into any substantive issues during this debate at all. I mean, and this guy's first whole idea about, oh, yeah, should they support because of X group? First of all, the guy never said that, right? So what are you even refuting? I mean, let's see where he goes with this. This is total
Oh,
trash.
but machine lies. Look at the horrors of Hamas and what they're doing to the Jews and ISIS and the Saudi royal family. And look, isn't it terrible?
Land, you saw he already made that argument. While not a fallacious argument, he would then need to apply this to every other group which exists in order to be consistent, which would include Palestinians. 3, Israel is currently fighting a justified war. This argument's also fine. It's just, it doesn't tell us why Christians should support it, even if he thinks it's justified. 4, back to the biblical thing that he doesn't want to talk about, just because I think he'll default to this anyway. I just figure I'll go ahead and address it. He'll bring up Genesis 12:3, which I rightly should reject as the biblical justifications were already rejected by him, but I'll engage anyway and offer multiple refutations, including Romans and Galatians, starting with Romans 9:6.
Look at the guy. You see how his whole entire room just lit up with LED light? It's because he's now Googling Genesis 12. Yeah, this is a laughable debate. I mean,
What in the world is with her makeup?
well, it's just a bunch of Botox and stuff. They had her on the news, and she looked totally different.
I never say anything about someone's makeup, but legit, like, what in the hell?
Yeah, it's a lot.
I legitimately never say anything about someone's makeup. But I'm just
Truth or Cop
perplexed.
played a clip before when she was on Fox News, and she looked totally different. She actually looked like a totally different human.
I bet.
Yeah, she's aging in here.
It's kind
This
of
grief has been
disturbing.
rough.
Yeah, she doesn't look completely human. It's weird, man.
13, continuing into church history, church father teachings on this, as well as the Bible itself. 5, ultimately, my opponent will simply come down to what he prefers, and he prefers Zionism. That's fine, but he can't really criticize people who don't prefer Zionism. Now, to my arguments for why Christians shouldn't support Zionism. 1, the lack of justification for an ought. The Bible doesn't say Christians must support the modern state of Israel anywhere, so there isn't a compelling reason as to why Christians should do so. 2, any justification for why Christians should support Zionism falls well outside of just USA interest.
It doesn't say it anywhere in the Bible. Dude, it's all over the Old Testament. What you actually have to do is to say, hey, look, we're going to disregard the Old Testament because it's a new covenant now. So you have to successfully make the argument, even to convince an average Christian. So the fact that he's saying, oh, it's nowhere in the Bible that the Jews are the chosen people, it's like, shut the fuck up, dude. That's actually not true at all. What the fuck? Like, maybe you never read the thing.
Why is it that us heretics and lost souls, okay, me being a Gnostic and you being a Muslim, seem to know the Bible more than they do? How does that work? Just, just saying.
I mean, I think it's hard to, sit down and have a quiet moment to read in a church when you're engaged in all this fucking hoopla. I mean, so that's one answer I could give. I mean, these fake debates online. I mean, maybe that's a problem.
Exactly. It's because it's just like you said, Machine Wise, and I'll tell him to his face too. If he comes again, he's a fucking grifter. There, I said it, Andrew. What are you gonna do about it?
But into Christians all over the globe, including Palestinian Christians and Orthodox that reside there. And he essentially will have to support why Christians in Gaza should support Zionism, which I'm really going to enjoy watching him try to do. 3, I don't believe there's any magic blood theory and that any peoples are protected by God, or that you're told to protect certain peoples by God based on their blood from the Christian view, as clarified by Paul. 4, that Christian ethics is very clear on what ought or ought not be done by Christians, and that there are many justifications in the current war, which for Christian ethics would be to support the millions of innocent lives in Gaza, including Christians and children, and support the innocent lives of Jews in Israel. We Orthodox that reside there, and he essentially will have to support why Christians in Gaza should support Zionism, which I'm really going to enjoy watching him try to do. 3, I don't believe there's any magic blood theory and that any peoples are protected by God, or that you're told to protect certain peoples by God based on.
the Orthodox Church has lots of property in Israel. I mean, so I mean, if they don't support Zionism already, right? So he's ignoring that, that that they might support Zionism already, because they are strongly in line with Putin, who's strongly in line with Zionism. He has strong Zionist ties. I mean,
How bad even?
yeah. So I don't know how he's getting to that conclusion. I mean, so let me actually look this up for you guys, if I can. Yeah, it says the Greek Orthodox Church owns hundreds of acres of valuable land in downtown Jerusalem. This is buyitinisrael.com, October 18, 2020. Yeah, you guys could look it up. I mean,
They brag about it.
but yeah. Anyways, I'm not gonna go into that. But yeah, I mean, it's just, does the Orthodox Church that is existing there right now, that exists as a behest of the, occupied territories that they stole from the people who originally lived there? I mean, by committing a genocide against the Arabs. I mean, was that? I mean, do they support that today by buying up lots of property and paying taxes to the Israeli government? I mean, does this guy ask any fucking serious questions or what? I mean, right? I mean, he's pretending like they don't support them today when they're in line with Putin, the Moscow Patriarchate, as we learned, set up by, this former KGB agent. I mean, and in line with them, heavily supporting him. I mean, his actions in various military conflicts. I mean, so I mean, how are they not in line? And of course, this guy in Russia, this guy became a national hero for murdering Chechens, by the way. So he was committing genocide against his Muslim neighbors as well, Putin. So it's obvious that Putin, he was obviously reined in by the Jews. I mean, he was like their hero too. I mean, so.
Blood from the Christian view is clarified by Paul. 4. That Christian ethics is very clear.
Yeah, I lost 5 viewers with that rant. That was hilarious. Sayonara, suckers.
On what ought or ought not be done by Christians, and that there are many justifications in the current war, which for Christian ethics would be to support the millions of innocent lives in Gaza, including Christians and children, and support the innocent lives of Jews in Israel. We can do both. 5. There is no great imperative here. Even if there is a war being fought on one side, and one side has justification over another for Christians to act at all, which would include support for one side or the other, under Christian ethics, caring for those wounded on both sides, assisting in aid.
So this is his joke of a position, is neutrality, which is tacit support for Zionism, which is the winning side. I mean, let's just be honest. It's tacit support for Zionism, right? So Andrew Wilson is offering his neutrality in the issue. You can't be neutral on a moving train, okay? Jews could, but that they've controlled a significant portion of the power in this country. They've led America to conflicts. They've bombed the USS Liberty and attacked the American Navy. I mean, let's just be honest. I mean, so he's being neutral in a conflict where Americans have been used again and again and again, okay, to fight, quote unquote, some sort of bad Arab a monster in the Middle East that's created by the Saudi Arabians and the Israelis. I mean, right? So this is just a joke of a position that we should just be neutral in this ongoing conflict, right? Which is literally supporting one side. It's obvious. I mean,
I noticed he didn't say anything about the innocent Muslims and Palestinians.
oh yeah, he did. Yeah, he didn't dare say anything about that. Right? So he's a total joke. Yeah, what a fucking coward. Total fucking coward.
Because like 100 or so Israelis died, and a couple tens of thousands, about just Just saying.
It's Wilson just going blah blah blah.
Yeah, they're both Zionists,
Those who
I'm
no longer
sure.
have
Yeah, see, I definitely called it there.
homes and caring for refugees falls under the ethical purview far better than picking a side to support in this long-standing conflict with military aid or weapons or manpower. Globally, the most ethical thing for Christians to do if they can't stop a war, I can certainly argue against supporting a war on either side. 6, my last argument is that neutrality in conflict is also a very workable solution when it comes to Middle Eastern affairs, especially for Christians who are often put in unworkable moral dilemmas where support for either side of a conflict may not be just or virtuous, but rather staying out of the conflict to focus on their own people groups may indeed be the most just and virtuous thing they can do. I'd like to hear his argument against neutrality as well. Ultimately, my read on this guy is he's just kind of a typical neocon, and that's it. I don't have any bad blood against him or personal issues with him. I don't know him, but his arguments on
So again, he's going to totally ignore the fact that the American government is total lapdog for Israel, right? So he's going to totally ignore that fact, right? And he's going to say, "Oh, we shouldn't take sides." What about the fact that we already do take sides in a major way, right? So he's just going to totally blow past that idea. He says he could argue for both sides and not supporting the conflict. Well, what about the fact that we support one side? See, in their hypothetical debates, they totally ignore reality. Who are they doing these debates for? This narrative building. I mean, that's all it is. It's structured narrative building that already set positions for their so-called followers and subscribers to go and hold without thinking for themselves. I mean, so it's just total nonsense.
Right. It's an easy way
what
to
about
slip in information and perspectives without people considering what's going on because they're just debating intellectually. Obviously, they don't believe their sides. They're pushing an agenda the
yeah,
whole time in between.
yeah, it's a smokescreen. And
Just blowing smoke.
never mind the fact that Hamas was, created by Mossad.
They literally got smoke on the screen, like smoke.
Yeah,
screen.
right. I was thinking that too.
Yeah.
But let's forget that.
And Wilson's
It-
got to have his sig. So
that's not even a theory. It's openly acknowledged that Hamas was created by Mossad. So, yeah.
on this that I've researched are very flimsy, and that's exactly what I'm here to show. Lastly, I actually did take debate seriously, so of course I prepared ahead for my opponent's positions and his standards for them, and I doubt he did the same. And I was, of course, right. I wrote this.
Oh no, I definitely
statement, but I knew that would be the case. Unlike
he's
Jay Dyer,
claiming
who doesn't
victory.
Wait, what was that, Red?
He's always like claiming victory before he
Yeah, like
getting
like
into the fight.
Yeah, he
that's
made
what
up the
losers
guy's
do.
positions. None of what he just said came out of this other guy's mouth, and the other guy admitted he's not prepared for it, and now he's saying he's all of a sudden ready to go. I mean,
Yeah.
So I mean, this whole debate is a fucking joke. I mean, total nonsense from both sides so far. Andrew Wilson just blowing a lot of hot air, and
That's what he's good
not
at.
making a single point, not even taking a position. Literally saying he can argue both sides of the debate, like as a like what, like yeah, I mean, this is literally nutty. I mean,
Yeah, first off, in a debate, nobody really wins. But if there were to be a winner, you don't decide. The audience does. So the fact that he's claiming victory is absolutely absurd.
yeah, these guys definitely scripted this in advance on Discord, talking to each other in advance, saying, yeah, we're gonna chop it up, or let's take this position. What positions can we take that are gonna make us the most donos? All that stupid shit. I mean,
yeah.
Yeah, and people pay this clown.
Yeah, he's a grifter.
Supposedly debate to learn how to debate.
He's a grifter. I want him to come talk. I want him to come talk shit again. That pissed me off, man. I got your back. He ain't gonna talk shit to you like that. Fuck that. He can come talk to me. Fuck that. No, I'm serious, dude. Fuck that. That pissed me off, man. You're my homie. Like, I
mean, this is just. I mean, that's not even. why I'm just kind of doing this more to prove
No, I know.
that on such a huge issue, you know, they're not going to take a solid position against Zionism, which he's there. See, the other guy supports Zionism. You're not taking a clear position against it. All right.
No.
So, what is this debate, so-called debate, about? I mean, right.
It's
So,
it's faux opposition. It's just to make it look like it.
right.
Yeah. I'm sure he gets his shekels too. Yeah.
Yeah, I got to look this guy up. Misfit Patriot. Never heard of him.
It's like Brother Nathaniel, who I actually think was legitimate at one time, but something happened.
Yeah, and it's weird that usually they have the red and blue. You know, she has the red and blue. He's supposed to have red and blue. He went blacked out today. And then the other guy has red and blue too. So it's kind of weird that.
She don't even look human. I don't know what the hell her problem is.
She's a tomato, don't you know?
Right.
She looks so unusual in this, like today. Like the last couple months, she's really just like I don't
She's
know.
always looked unusual, in my opinion.
Well, let's pray for her health and that she wakes out of her confusion because she is a
Please,
mother,
yeah.
so maybe she could wake up her kids. I mean, or something like that. Because,
Right.
but yeah, this is a total sham that she's participating in so far.
Yeah. She's just there to distract, I think. Really. I think that's the whole point. This is all gay ups for sure.
Patience for this kind of thing. There is no escape. I
Oh,
won't kick
God,
you.
dude.
I won't toss you. I won't end the stream. And you are fucking trapped
End
here
your
with me
opening
for hours.
statement.
May God have mercy on your soul because I'm not going to.
Oh,
With
No,
that,
I-
I'd
I-
like to dive right into the open dialogue.
Oh, you're so bad. You're
Thank
so
you,
bad,
gentlemen. Let me
Andrew.
just do a
You're
little.
Oh,
so
it
fucking
hurts.
bad. Everyone's shaking. Everyone
Yeah, it hurts to talk to you, bro. Like it really hurts. Like it's hurt. I remember how many blunts I smoked during that debate we had. I mean, it was crazy.
Lols.
I mean, so many blunts. I mean, and the thing is that
He's a
you mean,
child.
yeah, it's actually not a problem to talk to this dude at all. It would being locked in an internet call, and you're considering that a problem. I mean, oh my God, dude. I mean, this is a fascinating type of development here. But yeah, the toughness, false bravado, declaring victory in advance, super cringe, super
I think
cringe.
he,
Yeah,
I think he does it because like off camera he bends over, man.
Oh my
He bends
God.
over.
And what has Sarah ever taken a stance against Andrew? Because she'll just back him no matter what, won't she? I mean, has she
No, he
ever
don't take a
taken like the
stand.
other side?
He don't take a stance. He just takes it like a good girl. Like that's what I think. Honestly, I think he's a fucking clown and a
but
grifter.
but the
Grifter.
fact that
Yeah.
but the fact that the guy had, you know, he just gave like a 20-minute opening statement. The guy literally said like 3 words to his face.
Yeah. I declare victory. It's called. You know what it's
What's on the
called?
screen?
Machine. It's called being a legend in your own mind.
Right.
So you're a legend, but no one knows it but you.
Yeah. I'll just mute her for now.
Lols.
Wait till she's done. Okay, there we go.
All right, I'm done.
Ought Christians support Zionism? First, can you give us a definition?
Yeah, give us a definition of Zionism. Yeah, we did that at the beginning of this stream. But I gave a definition of political Zionism. Now, actual religious Zionism goes back to Isaac Laperere, like 1400s and stuff. So you got to look that up and go to look at the pre-Adamite hypothesis, look up the Kabbalah and all that stuff, and you'll get to the idea of, how they have this idea that the Jews are continually blessed through time, and how Islam and Christianity are part of the suffering of the Jews until they return to the Holy Land. If you read the Zohar and stuff, it'll talk about Ishmael and Esau and all of these types of things, which actually in their mind represents Rome and the and the Islamic kingdoms. I mean, which actually in their mind, which is transformed from being about, you know, you know, and then Rome, and you know, because Ishmael is supposed to be Arabs and Esau is supposed to be um you know, some type of white people, but now it's
Yes.
transformed. You know, it's transformed into um you know, all white people, all Europeans, and all Muslims, and all
Right.
Christians. So they totally conflate all this mess. I mean, right? And I can't believe. So in his opening statement, this fucking clown did not even mention Christian Zionism or the foundations of Christian Zionism or Schofield or anything like that. I guess that's too much. That's too deep for this debate here. I mean,
Yeah.
good lord, yeah, not even that. I mean, come on. I mean,
We have to get Bjerkness, man.
yeah, like there's like entry level shit that you always talk about if you're talking about Christian Zionism. You know, I mean, at least the other guy at least mentioned Herzl. I mean,
Right.
Of Zionism, and then why Christians ought to support it. I'm sorry. We'll start
Yeah,
with
as,
that.
from what I understand, Zionism is the right to the Jewish people to live in peace in their native homeland. That's the way I view
No.
it.
No.
There's
And hang on, I just want to clarify a couple points as we go. I don't mean to cut you off. I'll
Sure.
give you
Dead wrong already.
yeah, totally false. Totally false statement. Where did he get that from? I mean,
That's the sales pitch.
yeah, like yeah, that's the sales pitch exactly. I mean, yeah, like that's a bumper sticker philosophy. That
That's
has
exactly,
nothing to
yeah.
do with you know the real you know game here. You mean you know Zionism. You know yeah I mean earlier he mentioned Herzl, so I'm kind of strange that he's degrading into this now. I mean,
plenty of time to speak, but I want to clarify the Jewish homeland being Israel, correct?
correct. Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
so it's
the
actually
land of Israel, basically the land that God promised Abraham and his descendants.
okay. So it's the right of the Jewish people
Pinky
to Israel or
swear.
not?
Promise.
To the modern state of Israel.
Not the modern state. No.
Okay. So where is this Israel that they're promised?
Well, then there's the debate of where is it, right? Based on the Bible, and you know, there's the greater Israel, so they can go back to the Bible.
Well,
I'm not
I'm not
making that
debating
argument.
any of that yet.
I'm
Epic,
saying
I'm just
the
wanting to know where it
fail
is
for the
and
Bible.
what it is and what Zionism is.
Sure.
Zionism is man fulfilling God's prophecies. That's exactly what it is.
Alleged prophecies.
It's not legitimate at all. It's completely anti Torah, and the real religious Jews are vehemently against it. That's the reality.
Well, I could say I could make a different point along those lines that disagrees with that, but I'd just say like,
Oh, you're here, Nero.
well,
I didn't
I
even know that.
think, well, what I mean is like, are we here to fulfill God's prophecies? Yes, but we don't have control over it more than the actions we take. We can't say that, well, this action is fulfilling the prophecy, right? So,
That's kind of incorrect.
what do you mean?
Usually it's God telling Israelites that he'll fulfill the prophecies by himself.
Well, I'm just saying, like, essentially, I think that the idea that I don't know. I mean, it depends on what you mean by Israeli. It depends on what you mean. I don't really think I agree with Zionism, but the idea that we're not here to fulfill what God wanted us to do, I think is, I don't know if I can say that I agree with that.
Well, that's what they're doing. They're artificially
Well,
fulfilling. They're using it as a script.
yeah, exactly. I don't agree with that. I
I
don't think
mean,
you should use it
Right.
as a
just
script. Yeah, I
Well,
count,
don't
that's
agree
what
with
it
that. Yeah.
is. That's what it
just
is.
count how many times in the Bible God said he's gonna do shit. Just count it.
You follow
I mean,
Bjerkness. You know what they're doing.
technically he does tell the Israelites to do some shit, but a lot of times, you know, like kill people, you know, he tells them to do that.
They're
look at
they're
this.
in, they're in
And
exile according
take
to the
Truther Cops
Torah.
slaves
getting a
and
free education here. We're happy to
The
facilitate.
the Torah
look,
says that they're in exile.
a lot of
And
the times
this-
God will say he'll do shit.
according to the Torah,
Right.
they are in exile, and that's what the religious Jews believe. And so they're not supposed to have their land until God gives it to them. And so to them, it's blasphemy. But now they're considered crazy because they're now the minority, even though back in the day when Zionism was first getting off the ground, they were the majority, and they were all protesting against it. But now they're considered crazy because there's a lot less of them because they were wiped out. And this is the thing that a lot of people don't understand.
It's a lot
And
of it's a lot of
and the
coaching.
Zionists, you know, hide behind anti-Semitism and the Jews. And the fact of the matter is, they wipe them. They want to wipe them from the earth. So it's really sinister. They're Sabbateans. They hate God. They hate Jews. They hate it's it's really sick. You know, the Balfour Declaration created Israel. It was bombed into existence by these royals. You know,
Well, I mean, I don't know. I know this is going to sound like really retarded, but I don't think that necessarily, going to war for something is always, necessarily wrong. But definitely the idea that they just went in there and blew that up for the purposes that they allegedly did. Like, I actually don't see any, I've never seen any evidence that there's a holy text that says that there's a blood oath to this land. And the thing is this, if, and again, I just don't understand why people don't use this argument, this line of argumentation against, whatever we want to call that entity over there. If they have the blood right to this land, how come nobody else can just claim the right to a blood tie to some piece of dirt? I mean, if that's the case, then that means anybody can justify anything for a piece of dirt. So, right? I mean, that's what I don't understand. Like, it's if you take their argument seriously, then that would be the natural consequence. Like, what's to stop anybody else saying, well, my great 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 grandfather might have possibly lived here allegedly, so fuck off.
I don't know if I'm following you. I'm saying that they're saying that the religious Jews are saying that it's blasphemy because God isn't, delivering them to this land. Man is doing it partially.
Well, I think you can make the argument that God protects people that are in alignment with him, of course, but
Right, but like, why not give the Mayans, part of Peru? You know what I mean?
exactly. That's my
Talking about,
Right.
point.
right?
That's my point. Like, why can't the Scottish people say anybody who's not of Scottish bloodline and can prove it, you're going to get sent out on a ship or they're going to put your head on a pike? I mean, you see what I
Yeah,
mean?
what
Like,
if
why
the
can't they do that?
what if the Mayans like started poisoning like Peruvian food supplies, and they're like, yeah, we're gonna take back this country, and there's nothing anybody could do about it, and eventually they started, just demolishing their buildings.
Oh, I mean, they could, but I guess, they're not. Well, just read the Talmud, and I guess that'll answer your question.
Right,
That's all I really have to
Trade off.
say.
right.
I guess because Muslims and Italians and Germans and Mayans, and we don't think like that, you know. Yeah, Europeans and Muslims and Asian, we don't think like that. We don't believe that we're superior to the rest of humanity. Um, like I said, read the Talmud. We don't believe that everyone else is beasts.
Well, that's the thing though, is like, I've actually never seen the quotes. I've never seen the quotes that allegedly, show the evidence for this, right?
Oh, I can show you. I can show you.
Talmud's evil.
You'll throw up.
Straight up.
Show you way worse than that.
Yeah,
Not
we actually
online.
played a video. Yeah, we played a video with some of them in our show, in one of our old shows that we did on Judaism. Because I did a series on Judaism, Christianity, and Islam back in the day, and there we actually explored sections of the Talmud. And yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna disagree that parts of that are extremely disgusting. I mean, Jesus boiling an excrement, the wizard stuff, Pantera, the Roman soldier that all this fabrications that they had. I mean, I think all of
Infants
it's
being abused.
yeah. So yeah, so it's got some weird stuff in there for sure.
The real
Sure, I don't have
friendly, the real friendliness with children.
Yeah, that's in
Being
there too. Weird stuff like
sanctioned.
that. Yep.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You want to know why people like Epstein exist? It's part of their religion.
map in front of me, but let's just use Israel, the modern state, because apparently the Jews have accepted that concession. So let's just put it there, just for argument's sake.
So it's the right of the Jewish people to live in Israel in peace.
Sure. Yeah.
And
exactly.
and that they have a right to Israel, correct?
Yeah. The right that I would argue is, again, both from a theological debate and just from a debate that it is their ancestral homeland. I mean, they can be traced back to it more than any Arab, Palestinian, or other person. Somebody might make the argument, well,
Bullshit.
so, the Native Americans and blah 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 over here, and yes,
Yep. The Palestinians are Semitic people, so that's just straight up false. I mean, there's Arabs that have lived there, since the beginning of Israel, and they're Semitic people.
Is he going to try to claim the Bible as evidence of this supposed lineage?
Yeah, I mean, with these people that lived in Europe and they're from Poland, and Lithuania, the majority of them, and Russian is one of the top spoken languages there. I mean, so the fact that these people are Semitic people, that's just a total not that that's nonsense. And the people that are originally from there are the Semitic people, which which some of the Israelis came in and oppressed. So
that's one of the best kept secrets, right?
Yeah, they scream anti-Semitism, and most of them aren't Semitic. Exactly. Yeah.
Can't let them see the blood tests.
No, never.
Yes, I understand, but the Jewish people have been persecuted over thousands of years and pushed out of every other place. So I'm not trying to make this confusing or conflating two completely different things. I'm just saying I do believe in both, where the Jewish people in the modern state of Israel, under modern Zionism, Theodor Herzl's idea, would apply based off of their modern persecution, but they've also been persecuted in this multi-thousand-year-old holy war.
Well, hang on, before we get to the reasoning, which I'm happy to dive into, I just want to make sure that we're clear on the semantics here. So the right of the Jewish people to live in Israel in peace.
Sure. Yes.
Okay. And it's also their right to that land, correct?
I would say so.
Okay, got it.
What is he doing right now?
Sad trombone.
But did he not hear him the first time? I don't understand. Is he going to attack his positions? Like, what is he taking notes right now? This is the stupidest fucking thing I've ever seen. When is he actually going to disagree with his positions about Zionism? I mean, what?
No, you're right. They're just going to talk about Arabs. You're right.
This is really kind of lame. Like it's like he's trying to corner him into the. You know what I mean? So yeah. This is going to be a debate about Arabs.
Right.
Yeah. Let's wait and see.
Yeah.
Because
okay, so you would accept that I'm not strawmanning your definition if I say the right of the Jewish people to live in Israel and the right of Israel to that land.
Correct. Yeah.
And that would be the Jewish people who then have the right to that land, right?
That is my argument. Yes.
Okay, got it. Okay, well, that's not your definition of Zionism.
Yeah, my definition of Zionism.
Okay.
To simplify it.
So, what's your argument for this right?
Once again, the not only the promise, the Abrahamic covenant, but mixing that in with the persecution that they've endured, trying to fight for their homeland.
So yes,
in conjunction with what I know you don't believe this, but I believe that the Abrahamic covenant by God.
Okay, if you actually read the Bible, like God divorced them. Okay.
Yeah, but there's still the new covenant.
Yeah, that wasn't for them.
Oh, yes, it was. They would certainly say so.
Well, they might say so.
It's certainly not for Christians, I'll tell you right now.
Okay. Okay.
God, who is omnipotent, is forever. I believe he promised it to Abraham and his descendants. I think that you have to, and I'm sure people will disagree with this, when you apply that to the Jews, there's some people that are going to say, oh, but then you'd have to trace back every person's lineage to Abraham. I'm of a different, a perspective where I think that the people who, convert to Judaism and accept Judaism and are the Judaism religion, started by, the 12 tribes of Israel and Jacob and all that stuff. And I might butcher this, by the way. Again, just want to clarify, I'm not great with theological accuracy on the little things, but
What the fuck is this tard talking about? Did he just say the Israel religion? I'm so confused. Like, what is his position? The Israel religion? Like, what the fuck is
I
he
have
smoking?
no idea. I'm also trying to figure out how the new covenant isn't for Christians. That's absolutely absurd to me.
Yeah, I just got to go back and listen to that word salad. I mean, it's just like, what the hell? Israel religion is what came out of his flapping gums there.
Israel and Jacob and all that stuff. And I might butcher this, by the way. Again, just want to clarify, I'm not great with theological accuracy on the little things.
Shouldn't
But
be doing
from my
debates if you're
understanding,
not accurate.
Abraham's sons, 12 tribes of Israel, I believe it was, then their descendants created a great nation. So the nation of Israel is what is the umbrella that the Jews are protected under this covenant. As far as I can tell, that's my interpretation of it. And those people,
False. It's the law. It's the circumcision. That's why, Paul is so adamant about them not being circumcised. It's keeping the commandments of the law. If you read Genesis, it says the sign of my covenant will be the circumcision. So
No. See, the whole reason for the new covenant was because Jesus fulfilled the law, so that it was no longer in place. That's a
right,
whole long. We'll be here for hours to
right.
get
So
into that
why?
whole thing.
But he
No, but
came not to destroy the law.
No, he didn't come to destroy it. He came to fulfill it, so that we were no longer under it.
But
look,
he didn't do that.
but look.
Yes,
Here's
he
what I'm
did.
saying. No, but look. Here's what I'm saying. He totally removed the idea of covenant from the idea of the law.
Yes.
He said it's about them having Israel, which makes no fucking sense at all. Never
No,
did God make a
no, it
covenant,
doesn't.
with
No.
Israel and then say, "Oh, well, I gave you a nation. Like I gave you this land." Like it doesn't even say that. Like it doesn't even say that. I mean, so what are you talking about?
When they rejected their Messiah, they put themselves in hot water. It's that simple. I'd be here for a long time getting into it all, but I have the scriptures to back it up.
Yeah, because they were given the law when God made a covenant with them. And that was in the time of Moses. Moses did not reach Israel.
That's
So he
right.
was not given the land of Israel. So that's a false assessment of the situation to link the covenant with the land.
Right. Exactly. That's why Jesus says that they weren't following the covenant anymore. They're following the traditions of the elders.
Right.
That's why he called them a synagogue of Satan. He wasn't just talking to some random Jew on the street corner. He was talking to the highest elders of the Sanhedrin. That's what I'm trying to say. There's a lot of evidence. They rejected their Messiah. They're not chosen anymore like that. That's why you have the wheats and the tares. Yes, there will be some who will come to repentance and, come back to, for sure, no doubt about it. But if you really look at it, like, no, they rejected their Messiah. Period.
who are all included in there. I believe as Christians who follow Christ, who loved the Jewish people, who was a Jew himself, the King of Jews, would agree with that. My argument is, again, like you said, well, if Jesus was a Jew, then it's not really that simple. It's what would Jesus do? Would Jesus be a Zionist? And I think that if you are a follower of Christ, you want to emulate Christ, I think Christ would be a Zionist. So I am trying to follow that lead.
I think I would
Okay.
agree with him
So I just
there.
want to make sure that I steelman your argument correctly. I'm going to summarize it. If there's something
Yeah, exactly, Denise. That's a huge point. They're conflating Israelites with Jews. They are very different things. Precisely.
that I'm missing, please let me know.
Sure.
So you think that essentially Jesus would be a Zionist. In other words, he would want the modern Jewish state of Israel to be there, and that he would want the people to have a right to that land in the modern Jewish state, and he would want Christians to support that right.
Dude, did you not hear him just now? Like, what
Hell
is
no.
going on here? Like, is there echo in this fucking room? Like, what is this? Him repeating his points every time? Like, what the
Yeah.
fuck is this? What the literal hell is this? Is this an interview? What the fuck am I watching?
Based on
He's
old
getting even
Abrahamic
more
covenant
sloppier.
with-
Oh wait, what was that, Red?
He's getting even more sloppier, it seems.
Yeah, like what the hell, dude? Like, you just show up and just reiterate the guy's points, like
More sloppy, I mean.
for
not
20 fucking
proper-
minutes.
Proper grammar.
Ops, man.
which has to do with the two children. You're talking about, I'm guessing, Isaac. That's what you're referencing, right? The covenant. Okay, so so based on that, you think that Christians should support. Now, just to kind of go through this argument, let me offer up a couple of very quick questions before I give you any refutations. First, should Christians fight on behalf of Jews for this right?
That's a good question. It's a complicated question, but I would say that the Christians should have the option to fight next to their brothers under Christ, but as nations, making decisions, no.
Well, I don't understand.
So like the
Christians-
United States, like a Christian nation.
So
like
how
the United
ought Christians support
They're
Israel?
not under Christ.
Like what? Like what?
They're
what
not
just came out
under
of his mouth?
Christ. They rejected their Messiah. They're not under Christ.
Yeah, there's no Christian nation, so I don't know what he's talking about. I mean, but yeah.
Go
Yeah.
look at what happened to Christians in Israel. It's a joke. Look at how Christians are treated in Israel. And then
Yep.
tell me they're brothers in Christ. They
Right.
rejected their Messiah. End of story, dude. There are so many
Pretty much
scriptures that show
said,
this.
Yeah.
this
I was very
guy.
yeah. Like, did he call Jews brothers in Christ? What the fuck?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like, what the fuck?
It's absurd. Israelites, sure. Yes, the real
Or if he-
Israelites.
Or if he didn't, he's not clarifying well enough.
Hate Christ. Like, either trolling or just really doesn't know the Bible. Or better yet, doesn't know Judaism. Because they hate Christ. They rejected their Messiah. You spend 5 minutes studying Judaism or listening to them talk about Jesus. It's very obvious. They despise him. The Noahide laws consider Christianity idol worship. And they want to behead anybody who doesn't follow the Noahide laws. And worshiping Jesus is idol worship, which is penalty under death. Like, come on. Fuck out of here.
Then how ought they support the Jews?
well, they should just support them. Like,
What does that mean?
well,
we just go yay? We just go yay? Like what does
Okay.
that mean?
Yes, then they should. That's why I said, are you talking about?
I'm asking how ought
are you
Christians.
talking about under modern?
Yeah, I'm asking how
modern
ought
rules of
Christians
fighting?
support
Should
this
we-
right?
Should we arm up and stand next to
No,
them?
I'm asking you how ought Christians support this
Well,
right that you
fight-
claim?
Yes, they should fight with them, but fight is a subjective term. I don't know if you're meaning it in the literal definition of Christians.
I didn't ask you about fighting. I asked how they ought. How ought they support them?
They should support them just with moral encouragement, with just acknowledgement.
So
Just-
cheerlead.
Yeah, if you want to call it that, sure.
So Christians ought to support this endeavor by cheerleading it.
No, you're putting words in my mouth. I said that they should.
Well, I
offer
asked
moral-
you literally if you mean
offer moral
cheerleading, and you
support.
said yes.
Offer moral support. Offer
Moral support.
just offer a condemnation of people that are trying to persecute them and push them out. And if necessary, then yes, they
People. Well, you mean Muslims or
Right.
Arabs? Like what?
Right.
You forgot who they are, or what?
He means
But
give them greater Israel and just kick everybody else out. So when he says don't keep them from being pushed out, what he really means is just let them kick everyone else out. Yeah. All those evil, dirty Muslims. Yep. Mm-hmm.
yeah, blessings, all peril.
They can stand and physically fight next to their Jewish brothers and sisters.
Okay. Ought Christians give aid to Palestinians who are innocent, who get blown up in this conflict, even if that would in some way aid Israel, or hamper Israel's effort to their right of this land? Ought Christians, in other words,
Should Christians
give
Yeah.
aid to the enemies of Israel in order to secure their right to this land, even if it involves children and women and things like this who are innocent?
In my opinion, the enemies of Israel wouldn't be true Christians. So no.
So we ought not. So if there's children, so Christians who are in Palestine right now are not
Mhm.
Christians.
If they are supporting the genocide of the Jewish people, no, they're not following. They're not
What
following
if they're
Christ.
just neutral?
If they're neutral, then yeah, we should help them. We should support them. I have nothing against the Palestinian peaceful people, especially the Christians.
Well, what if that in some way hinders the Israeli effort to have a right to their land?
Well,
Ought we then help?
The Israelis aren't trying to slaughter Christians.
Yeah, that's not what I asked. I didn't ask what they're doing.
But
I
how,
asked
so
if
how,
it
would
was.
it, how would it hinder them?
So you would agree with me?
Yeah, historically, they've killed many Christians. Okay, so let's just put that on
Armenian.
record.
Do you know about the Armenian genocide?
Oh yeah,
That was wild, bro. And then yes, many Muslims too. They don't know. A lot of people don't know about that. I do.
yeah. So the fact that this guy is gonna sit here and not be aware of that, and Wilson can't even inform him about it, right? I mean, how is this a debate? To reiterate, when is he going to oppose anything that this man is saying so far? When is he going to oppose Zionism? When is Andrew Wilson going to start opposing Zionism during this debate where he's taking a position against Zionism? I'd like to see.
That inside of war, innocents die. There's no way around that, right?
Correct.
Okay, so in this case, there's going to be a lot of neutral people who are in Gaza, who are going to get hurt quite badly, who Christians can aid, right? However, this could in some way hinder the Israelis' plan for whatever their plan is for a right to their land. Let's say that they have a plan, for instance, to eliminate all the Gazans eventually, or whatever it is. That could actually hinder them. So should we just not render any aid to those people?
Well, no, it's a very complex question. You're talking about how do you execute a war with killing 0 people, even the ones that you align with, religiously, brothers and sisters under Christ. There's no right answer. I mean, there's no
right answer.
It's the trolley analogy. You
it's
have
not a trolley analogy.
It is. I mean,
you're going to have
people are going to die.
No. The trolley analogy is giving you a
brother.
bifurcated choice. There's only 2. This is not a choice where there's only 2. There's 20,000 different choices which could be made, right? What I'm asking you is if Christians ought to support Israel in its endeavor to right to the land. If that is the case, and in any way, shape, or form by rendering aid to what Israel considers to be its enemies, however it classifies them, are Christians doing the wrong thing?
No, but once again, Israel does not view the Christians in Palestine as their enemy. So
that's not my question. My question isn't about an is statement. It's about an ought statement. I'm not descriptively asking you what is the case right now. Let me finish the question.
Go ahead.
Here's my question. Very simple. Okay. If this situation, let's just say for a second that Jews decided that all Gazans are the enemies of Israel, all of them.
Yeah, you're posing a hypothetical.
Well, folks, when does his analysis move from ought to is? To what's actually is happening? I mean, it's really wild. This whole debate is happening in some type of hypothetical universe, and no facts can actually be brought forward. Nothing from the Bible is. Yeah.
That's what I've noticed. Like with Jim Bob, it's all hypothetical. It drives me up a wall. I'm like, what's the point?
Yeah, well,
can't talk about the
Jim
Bible
Bob for you.
Oh. Right. I thought he said that, oh, this guy's going to end up taking a default position with the Bible, and I'm going to attack that position. What happened to that? You know, it's so weird.
And they
Yeah, I
do
know. What's wrong
oppose
with hypotheticals? You don't
Gazans.
like them?
Right.
No, just they're not real. This isn't a real.
Yeah, I understand,
scenario.
but that's how we test logic is with hypotheticals, right? You agree?
Okay, so if Israel wanted to do what it's not doing, how do you what would I say that they should do that they're not doing?
No, let me.
Yeah, except for it's not a logical exam, ding dong. It's a fucking debate where you take a position and the other guy takes a position. So what the fuck am I watching? A logical exam? How fucking boring. Why are you giving this guy a logical exam on a live stream, right? So strange, right?
Let me ask them. Oh, I'm sorry. How would you feel if you didn't eat breakfast this morning?
What do you mean?
How would you feel if you didn't eat breakfast this morning?
Probably hungry.
Yeah, probably. So you can't engage with hypotheticals, right? Even though you did not, in fact, eat breakfast this morning, you do know.
Oh my God.
Eggs and bacon.
I might actually turn this off, folks. This is actually not respectful of my time at this stage. Yeah, wow. What a sham debate.
How you would feel if indeed you had not eaten breakfast this morning.
Sure.
Therefore, I know that you can use reason. So
Sure.
since we're moving into the idea of reason, can I just ask you to reason this out for me? Your
Sure.
position is that Israel has a right to this land and that Christians ought to support that right. So if it were the case that Israel decided to classify all Gazans as enemies of Israel, should not Christians support that?
If Israel decided to classify all Gazans,
All
All.
Palestinians, yes.
then I would say no.
Okay, but that's a contradiction. Then you just got caught in
No,
a
it's
logical
not.
contradiction. It is because if it is the case logically that we
that would
ought
be
to support the
genocide.
right,
That
we
would
ought
be
to
genocide.
support. Yeah, but if we ought to support the right of Israel to have this nation,
Mhm.
then anybody who Israel classifies as an enemy, why ought Christians say no? Is it because we should defer to Christian ethics?
Well, they wouldn't be acting in the adherence of the Torah. Then we wouldn't be.
I mean, this is actually weird. He's actually like straw manning this guy's position. Not that the guy actually declaratively made any position at all, right? But he's actually saying to the guy that if he supports for Israel, he must categorically support every action that Israel takes in order to preserve its statehood. Like what? Like how is that even logically? Like that's not even logically following from his support for Israel, which is all he's actually made the claim for. I mean, the Christians should support Israel. He actually never said that they should actually physically do anything for that support. But basically, it amounts to just cheerleading. And he's saying that, oh, well, that means you support all the actions they take as a state, including genociding the Palestinians. What? I mean, right? And the guy literally says, what? No, that's a logical leap. And, so, I mean, let me just see how far we've gotten here. Oh my God!
Yeah, this guy comes in like he's like a meek debater versus Andrew Wilson's aggression. I think he's like hoping to be seen like in weakness as strength. Weird.
Yeah,
The misfit
yeah. This
patriot
is
guy
like
here.
20. Yeah, this is 25 minutes in. So,
Way
yeah, I
behind.
think
It's like a dampening effect or something.
You got to make you take your guard
Supporting
down or
them.
something.
Again, a hypothetical. So you're saying that
Why
if
wouldn't we be
Israel,
supporting them?
you're
That's
saying
weird.
that if Israel wanted to commit genocide, should Christians support it? I'm
Yeah.
saying no, because
Yeah,
they're
but
not.
why? Why not?
Because it's wrong to commit genocide.
So then we shouldn't defer to Israel's right
You're making
to
a logical
this.
fallacy.
So wait. So
They're
hang
not
on.
doing it. They're not
So
doing it.
that's not a logical fallacy. They're not doing something. It's not logical. Can you name the fallacy? Is it that you just made it the fuck up fallacy?
You are creating a scenario that doesn't
Yeah.
exist and
In order to
asking me
test your logic, that's
asking me
correct.
to answer a hypothetical that does not exist.
Oh, okay.
Right?
If the glass fell off your desk and onto
If
the hard ground,
if a purple
yeah.
elephant flew around the room, what would I do? It's a fucking stupid question.
Why is
That's
it stupid?
Because it's not in reality.
yeah, true. Yeah, true.
He's
But,
got a lot of purple in his background.
Yeah, but what reality does this fucking bozo live in when he doesn't acknowledge the genocide that Israel is committing in real life? Right? As they said, it's not happening, therefore it's a hypothetical. Newsflash. I mean, you might want to check history. I mean,
Yeah. Yep.
Reality.
So most hypotheticals are not in reality because they're designed to test,
Well,
logic.
why don't you come back to reality and pose a
I'm in reality right now.
And of course, no pushback from Andrew, who's taken a normative position against Zionism. He showed no pushback against the position that Israel is not committing a genocide. Showed no pushback against it, right? And right there, he moved from the hypothetical to reality, and still Andrew Wilson gave no pushback against it. So, how is this fucking clown debating against Zionism and not even attacking Zionism at all? I mean, this is just simply amazing to watch. I mean, right, that he and obviously he is a Trump supporting Zionist shill, right? So that's obvious. I mean,
100%.
Actually exists.
What we're trying to do is make a determination as to whether or not we should actually support the right of Jews to have this state, even if it violates Christian ethics. And you say no, and I'm trying to figure out and ascertain why, because I thought we're supposed to and ought to support this.
We should.
But you're saying no, we only ought to support it under certain conditionals. So what are those conditionals? That's what I'm asking.
The condition would be that Israel and the Jewish people act in accordance with their faith, because they are only our brothers and sisters, right? Under the same Judeo-Christian value system, if they adhere to that value system. So I wouldn't support somebody that was.
So I wonder if we'll hear any opposition against the terminology Judeo-Christian from this fucking bozo Andrew Wilson tonight. I mean, amazingly, he just said many times the Jews are our brothers. He called Jesus a Jew. No pushback from Andrew so far on any of the points that he's made about his support, that he says that Christians should totally lend their support to Zionism. Zero support from Andrew Wilson so far, this 30 minutes into this. Like, wow. I mean, Christianity is just being slaughtered. I mean, the blood of Christ is literally in vain during this debate. I mean, if you have to support Israel today. I mean, right, this is totally the most moronic position I could ever fathom. He just said the words Judeo-Christian. We're watching Christianity get slaughtered here tonight. I mean, right, and nobody's doing anything about it on this fucking, Juiceable, Crucibility network. I mean,
wasn't adhering to that value system. So if they wanted to commit genocide, I would say, no, you can't support genocide.
So if Israel became a secular nation, you wouldn't support it anymore?
I mean, I don't really know what that would look like.
Why don't you tell me how many secular Jews are in Israel right now?
I do not know the answer to that.
So you don't even know if they're secular or not secular?
No, I do not.
So you don't even know if you would support them if they were secular or weren't secular?
No, I don't know about your hypothetical.
What does
You
this
don't
guy
know.
know?
So, okay. Well, hang on. Let's take a look.
Sure.
We'll just take a peek.
yeah,
Pull up the
right.
Stats, right?
You got
Sure,
any
I'm
info
trying to do it
here?
myself.
Mhm.
You look up anything before this or what?
And while they're
So
looking, just to kind
about
of
32.9% of Jews in Israel identify as traditional, and 11.5% identify as religious, according to the 2023 statistics. So I just like to note, I thought that one of your conditionals was that the Jews there had to be practicing, Judaism, and it appears that most of them aren't.
Did you say? I thought you said 11%. I might have misheard you.
Yeah, sorry, 11.5% identify as religious. 11.5%.
44.9% of Jews identify as secular, and 45% of Jews. Yeah. Okay. So
you're supporting the secular. So we ought not to actually support Israel because it's a secular nation. They're not following your conditionals, right?
Well, I mean, did God put a stipulation on the Jews?
I thought you said it didn't have anything to do with blood. You said it had nothing to do with blood because it would also associate with converts. So your criteria. So hang on. So your criteria for this actually is what? That they have to be following Jewish ethics, and right now they have a secular state. Can you reconcile that for me, sir?
Okay, so we're supposed to ignore the 44.9% that do follow the religion because they're living with. Right?
So your criteria was we're supposed to support it because no. Listen, this is what you said. We should support the state of Israel because there are brothers, because they follow the Torah and they follow biblical ethics. And the case is actually it's a secular state, right?
2.8 million of the 6.3 million Jews there. Okay, so there's more Jews that are religious than are not.
That's not what I'm reading. No.
Well, we're getting different statistics. Either way, I'll answer your question. No, it does not have to be 100% of the Jews.
Well, how many?
Well, we could use Sodom and Gomorrah as an example, right? 50.
So just one.
Just one. Yeah.
So just one. So if there's just one practicing
Just one
Jew in
practicing
Israel,
Jew, and we
This is dumb.
All of a sudden, Job is a Jew now. How does this make any sense?
Yeah. It's just Noah, and we're good. Blessings. My bad. I had to step away for a minute. But that's completely preposterous. So yeah, as long as Noah is righteous, then we should support it and just allow them to kill all the Muslims and Palestinians and whoever else, and and in the industries too, of course.
It was a
Oh
lot.
shit, it's Carl. What's up, Carl?
Oh, hey.
Greetings.
I was listening to the earlier part of the stream, and you guys were talking about how Andrew had a neutral position in the debate, and the other guy, that he's debating, who the hell thinks it's a great idea to support this Zionist agenda and think that oh yeah, God's totally on board with this shit.
It's God's will, yeah, it's God's will, for sure.
When I overheard you earlier talking about Moses Hess saying that,
yeah, he
Well, I
wanted to
remember
exterminate all the weak Jews. Sick, man. It's totally
I
sick.
remember reading from another Jewish author talking about what happened to a lot of Iraqi Jews. They were pretty much led into Israel. A lot of them were treated like shit once they got there, or second-class citizens.
Absolutely.
I don't know. It's like these Christian Zionist types. There's that one group that John Hagee's a part of that they definitely do a lot of funding in the government and have a huge influence in it. I think it's called Christians United for Israel or something like that.
Yeah, they're all Freemasons or Jesuits. Yeah.
Andrew's making the stupidest point of all time. He's literally saying that Israel is not Jewish, so Christians shouldn't support it. But the fact is that we already agreed that, he's supposed to be against Zionism and that Christians shouldn't support it, no matter it being Jewish or not. So I just don't understand why this would be a valid point to make against his opponent at this stage. All right, what exactly is he getting away with here? Because he's not.
Zionists hate Torah observing Jews. It's that simple. And I can show you from Jews' own mouths. They fucking hate them. They think they're weak. They legitimately this isn't even me being dramatic or exaggerating. They legitimately say they're weak, they're ugly, they're they wanted to take on a new identity because they were embarrassed. I can't remember the rabbi's name, but he's really insightful.
Yeah.
Really insightful.
This is wild. He finally makes a point against the guy. We're 30 minutes into this. He's finally making one fucking point against the guy, and it's literally that, it's for his neutrality point, that we shouldn't take sides because they're secular. It's well, every government in the world is secular. What's your fucking point? It's still made to be a Jewish homeland, dude. What part of that don't you get?
Right. Oh man, I wish I could remember that rabbi's name because he lays it out so perfectly. How Zionism is legitimately the antithesis of what Judaism actually stands for, and how they actually despise the Jews in every way, and how they wanted to be the opposite, how they wanted them to paint themselves as the rebels and the warriors, and they despised what the Jews actually stood for as being humble, and they called them ugly and weak and all this, and they were too passive and just all these horrible things. And Yeah, yeah. They wanted to take this, conquering persona, and I can't remember his name. I'm gonna have to look it up because
We
I
got to support the
know.
whole thing because we follow the word of God. Look, bless
And
thee
that's not that doesn't seem to you to be absurd and stupid at all, does
look,
it?
bless thee that bless them is referring to the Jews, and I'm agreeing with you. It's probably the people that are practicing their faith, right, or that could eventually come back to Christ, right? So let's call it the religious Jews. If you
They,
have a large number of religious Jews,
What the fuck? So
they
people who are
hate Christ.
practicing the faith, or they could come back to Christ. So that includes everybody. I don't know if
They,
you got.
yeah, that includes pagans. That includes Satanists. That includes anybody. Exactly. Like anyone could turn back. Like, it's absurd,
Like
dude.
what?
Read the Talmud. Like seriously, the only ones who, well, I mean, anyone could, but like the ones who don't practice the Talmud, have a lot bigger chance, But uh, mm, yeah, they don't have too good of an opinion of Christ.
Yeah, I mean he seems to be accepting the Israeli state's definition of what a Jew is, meaning that it's genetically
Right?
determined, which is not
Yes.
how the Bible determines it. So
Not at
interestingly
all.
enough, he's not following the Bible when determining what a Jew is. Noted.
From a
Well, I know.
Kabbalistic from a Kabbalistic, not the polluted Kabbalistic perspective, but from a true Kabbalistic perspective, a Jew is anyone who serves God. Period.
Well,
Well,
that's what
I thought that's what Israel meant.
Yeah,
well this
yeah,
yeah.
it is.
Well, this
Yeah,
Jewish
go ahead.
guy I
Yeah, go
know,
ahead, brother.
he straight up said that being a Jew is not a race. Like Jews are not supposed to be a race.
They're not. They're not supposed to be, but they've turned it in. They've made it into one. But no,
Well,
it's
even if
really
you
not
go
supposed.
back into the Old Testament, when they came out of the desert, there were plenty of people who were not descendants of Abraham that joined
Well,
and were grafted within the tribe.
well, Abraham wasn't a Jew because there were no Jews. Abraham
Correct.
came out of Ur, which was Samaria. Ur is Samaria. Ur of the Chaldees. That's Samaria. So there were no Jews until Jacob. So yeah, the fact of the matter is the 12 tribes of Israel scattered across the entire 7 continents of the planet. So the tribes of Israel is every freaking buddy on the it could be anybody. That's the thing. So the Jews are only 2 tribes out of 12. There's 10 other tribes. Those are the lost tribes. And they say, oh, only the Jews are accepted. That's not true. That's more fake news. Those other tribes of Israel still exist. And they try to write them out, and it's just not true. So, yeah, that's another thing that needs to be taken into account. Is
Well,
is
even within Judaism, there's heresies, there's cults, there's all these different things, just like in Christianity, just like in Islam. So it's like, which version of it are they even talking about? See, like, are they talking about a
Right.
specific type of?
Jews living in their homeland, I believe they have a right to their homeland.
How many?
Now, if you have them mixed in,
Yeah, how many though?
Hold on. If you have them mixed in with these non-practicing Jews, right? Are we
Mhm.
supposed to say, oh, because some of you don't follow the teachings of the Torah, then we have to now get rid of all of you because you're just not following our standard of what,
Well,
what
help
you
me
should
out
do
here. If you go ahead, take a second, look it up.
this is the most retarded. Everybody who once maybe nominally believed in the Torah is now a Jew. What the fuck? Total retarded definition. Maybe the bozo Andrew Wilson should now ask him, what is a Jew then? It makes no sense. I mean,
yeah, it's as bad as what is a woman.
yeah.
Sad trombone.
Israel becoming more or less secular? Go ahead.
I think the whole world is
Yeah, is Israel becoming more or less secular?
probably. Yeah,
probably what, more or
A lot-
less.
the entire world is
Yeah.
moving
So
further
my
and further
question
away
is
from God.
Israel becoming more
Cope.
or less secular?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
I know
probably
that.
what? More or less is
Probably.
it's a multiple choice. It's not a yeah, probably. If
More
I asked you if
secular.
you were tall or short, you wouldn't say yeah, probably, because you
Yeah,
would look
I
like a
understand.
fucking idiot, right?
I understand.
So more or
Yeah,
less.
I understand that you're used to like debating OnlyFans people. You're not gonna like get
Make way
battle
better arguments than you do, sir. So back to this,
you're not
if we
gonna,
could just
you're not gonna.
Yeah, you're debating worse than the OnlyFans prostitutes, sir. So why don't you settle down? I mean, you've yet to make a single coherent point. I mean, and I've seen those whores make many sufficient points against this bozo. Right? So I can't believe
wanna
you're
know
not
a
able to
funny-
do it.
You want to know a funny but true story about prostitutes? Is in the Byzantine Empire, they were allowed to use contraceptives, and even like even in a theocratic kingdom like that, they thought it was better that those people don't have babies than to have forced births. And yet, I know these retards that in that circle, in that orthobro circle, that say, "Well, even a prostitute should have children."
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn, son. Damn.
Yeah.
But yet, a fucking theocracy didn't let them do that. So, like, where
Right.
are they getting their facts from? Their ass?
Right.
For sure. For sure. For
Yeah,
sure.
real talk.
Gonna trip me up. I'm
Sure,
not. some
you're
fucker
used to
that gets
debating
like,
about whether you want another patty on your cheeseburger, but if we get back to the fucking argument, that would be great. Can
Are
you
gonna
tell
get triggered? Are
me?
you gonna get triggered? You can't.
You
put
look,
vegan
you're
on
the one who looks triggered. So anyway, can you answer my question, please?
it. Yes, your bullshit question. I already answered it. More.
Yeah, so more. Okay, great. So then you would say that even though that's a hypothetical, what if Israel becomes almost purely secular nation, even though that hypothetical seems to have merit, because like you said, not only Israel, but the entire world is becoming more secular. That does appear to be something which is going to come up, doesn't it? That you're going to be supporting a secular nation, not a actual practicing Jewish nation. So how many practicing? So how many practicing Jews need? Well, right now it's the case. There's more
not the
secular
case.
Jews than there are religious in Israel.
I'm showing 44.9%, and you're showing more.
44.9% what?
Jews identify as secular, which means that
Yeah, identify, but then look at practicing. How many are practicing or traditional Orthodox Jews who would follow the Torah? How many?
What the fuck? Now, how do you determine who's a practicing Jew or not? What's the established practice of Judaism? What a stupid assertion.
So we got
A practicing
no-
Jew?
That's no
true
different than
Scots
Russia,
Jew.
though. That's no different than Russia, because you could have all these people listed as Christians in the census, and they may only attend the liturgy or the church like maybe once or twice a year.
Exactly. Good point. Yeah. But it's not really necessary all the same. I mean, they're still, you know, they still have faith. So the point is completely absurd. He's reaching. But I mean, this is Andrew, and he's already declared victory. So he's a legend in his own mind, as I've said already, and he's a grifter.
Well, I've heard a lot of debaters do that, where they could declare victory. Like, there was a debate that Prax Bin had with Haas, the chairman of the American Communist Party, and like right
Oh,
when the
Lord.
debate ended, Prax Bin, the ANCAP's like, I know I won the debate.
It's just, yeah. I was talking to Machine Lies about this earlier. Like, first off, you can't declare victory because you're not the one who determines if you won. The audience is. Well, what kind of crazy ego trip, insecurity is that? And the fact is, I think you're triggered. Like, I think you're in middle school. Like, what the fuck are you worried about if someone's triggered or not? Like, what kind of middle school shit is that? It always confused me. Like, what fuck cares? I think you're mentally ill. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, just bring out the Wilson bots and say he won the debate.
Yeah, they're all. His chat is botted up like crazy. So
He's a legend in
to
his own
even
mind.
determine it by the audience is a sham, because they have fake bots in the chat supporting
Well,
them.
I remembered back in the early days when he was on Politically Provoked, and like every debate he was in, and when he first started out, everybody would like vote unanimously that his opponent beat him or kicked his ass or whooped him pretty bad back when he was debating a lot of like leftist debaters. It was only like when he broke free from that and built
Oof.
his own platform and then started picking and choosing who he wanted to debate is when that, started to change. But yeah, there was a period of time.
Insecurity. Point proven.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's his sort of attack against those leftist platforms that did the same thing to him. I mean, it's a sad revenge. I mean, instead of trying to create a actual platform where you can have real discussions, he just simply just did the same thing they did.
Yeah, because like back when he was like starting out in the debate scene, if he was debating somebody who had a larger following than him back then, they were always going to vote against him no matter what. And say that he lost the debate.
It's ops. Yeah, no, I was saying audience in an actual fair debate, machine guys. I know that's rigged, but I was saying if it was actually fair and wasn't loaded with bots. Blessings. But yeah, I mean, even then, it's kind of subjective. So I mean, you don't really win a debate. It's just learn different perspectives. It's kind of stupid. If you think you can win a debate, you're kind of brain dead. I think, honestly.
Right.
Yeah.
Where
no, that's important because your criteria is they need to follow this.
What's your criteria? Is it 51%? Is it 75? Is it 82? What is?
I take the should not support. Do you understand? I don't need to have criteria because it's not my position, it's your position.
So you don't support any of them because some of them are secular.
No, I have a neutral stance. I don't think the United States should be entangling itself in the foreign affairs of Israel and Palestine.
We're not talking about the United States. We're talking about Christians.
I don't think Christians should either. I think that I already told you, I gave you 6 justifiable reasons, but this aside, it's not your time for cross-examination yet. Sure. I would like to finish my inquiry.
Go ahead.
Why is it, at what point of secularism would you stop supporting Israel, or would you?
I guess 100%.
What the hell? This has all been a cross-examination? How long is this cross-examination? 30 fucking minutes? Like,
I guess we're in court now. I can't believe I did agree with one thing he said though, that the U.S. should not be interfering with Israel. I do agree with that.
This is the longest cross-examination I've ever witnessed in a public debate. Like, good lord. Like an interrogation.
But I didn't know this was court.
Right. Like what?
Yeah. So that means they're lawyers. Oh, so they're Pharisees. So yeah, they're definitely Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I don't get it. Is he now going to get a 30-minute cross-examination of his opponent as well? This is such a weird debate. This makes zero sense. Right? They open up with opening statements. One guy doesn't give an opening statement. The other guy makes up his positions, and then he does a 30-minute
about the scriptures.
Yeah, and then he does a 30-minute cross-examination on like what? and they still don't know what a Jew is. Like, okay.
It would have to be 100%, and then he would stop. So if there's one practicing Jew in Israel, then Christians ought to support the state of Israel. Is that correct?
Sure.
Yeah. So you're just not going to give legitimate answers. Did you move to trolling when you realized that you were getting blown out? Is that what the goal was?
No, you're asking.
The goal was to move to trolling the second that you got blown out, bro. Was that really? Dude, would you like to switch to Andrew Tate? Would that make you feel better, bro? You want to switch to Andrew Tate? Would that make you feel better, or would we be more in your wheelhouse if we switched to Andrew Tate? So anyway, so back to this. If there's one practicing Jew in Israel, then all Christians ought to support the state of Israel, correct?
Christians support the state of Israel, regardless 100%. Of how many Jews are practicing, because we are commanded to by God.
Where?
In Genesis.
Where?
Right.
In Genesis 12, 1-3.
Genesis 12:3. So can I pull up my opening again?
Sure.
As I pointed out that you would use which argument for your biblical justification, sir? Would you like for me to read it again?
So God says,
which argument did I say you would use for your biblical justification when it inevitably went to biblical justification?
You called the same argument that I used previously. You're a fucking genius.
Yes, brilliant.
Like fucking.
Yes, that's the thing about actually researching your opponent. Did I give you refutations to Genesis 12?
Does God make mistakes?
No, of course not.
Okay, so God said, "I will make of thee a great nation" to Abraham. Yes,
and he did.
So why do you think that God would fuck that up and it will not be?
Bro, are you fucking serious right now? Are you fucking serious right now? First off, it's not
Search under
nation,
opponent.
it's
Did I give you re-
nations.
Yeah, right. Right.
Bro,
So what
How are
like,
they so ignorant of the scriptures, bro?
yeah, very weird. But I'm very confused to see like what line
Dude,
of
I'm starting to
questioning.
believe that they're even fucking Christians, bro. Like, I'm serious.
They're
Because
not.
we're heretics. And I just yeah.
Refutations to Genesis.
Yeah, it's getting pretty gay here.
This is
Well, does God make mistakes?
No, of course not.
Okay, so God said, "I will make of thee a great nation" to Abraham. Yes.
And he did.
So why do you think that God would?
So he just totally agreed with him.
Yeah.
So Andrew's a total fucking clown. So I said, and he did.
Yeah.
So
Father,
what? Okay, so somehow before Judaism was even established, or the covenant was even established with Moses.
Yeah.
You mean somehow, Abraham's part of this whole thing. I mean
there wasn't Judaism then.
Total nonsense.
It was Yahwism.
Yeah, this
Started
is
in
nonsense.
1200 BC.
And somehow Andrews agreed with this premise. So he's just let him there. So now, I mean, just based on that, I mean, he could just put that point in his pocket and just go home with it. I mean, this guy's totally just opened him up for total attack now. And because he just agreed with the premise that Abraham was given Israel. I mean, so this is some total like clown shit at this point. Yeah, let's go back and hear it again because he just agreed to that.
Make mistakes?
No, of course not.
Okay, so God said, "I will make of thee a great nation" to Abraham. Yes.
And he did.
So why do you think
All right.
that God would fuck that up and it will not be a great nation for
what are you
1,000 generations? Because God
Yeah,
said
what are you
to
talking
Abraham,
about?
"I will make of thee a great nation, and in thee all the other nations of the world will be blessed." Yes, that is Israel. That he's
Yeah.
referring to.
And who is Israel?
We just talked about this before.
Oh, so Israel's a modern nation state. Can you show me that biblically, please?
No, we talked about this before. I said,
No, you can't
okay,
show me that biblically because you just made it up.
Would you like me to pull up the greater Israel map based on the Bible? I don't have it in front of me.
Do you think that when we switch over to Romans, do you mind pulling that up? Can you go to Romans 9:7-13 for me? Or I'm sorry, 9:6-13 and just start reading, please?
Sure. Romans 9:6.
9:6-13.
9:6 through 13.
Mm-hmm.
Okie dokie. It looks like you're referring to Romans 9:6 section deal. So it is not as though God's word had failed, for not all who are descended from Israel are Israel. Sure.
Wait, hang on. So
for not all.
It's not as though God's word had failed. You just asked me a question. Andrew, did God's word fail? The answer is, well, no, God's word did not fail, didn't it? Did it? Because not all who claim they are of Israel are of Israel. Keep reading.
No, I agreed with you there.
Yeah, no, keep
Not
reading.
all. Okay. Nor because they are his descendants are they all Abraham's children. On the contrary.
Wait. Read it again.
No, I'm not going to read it again. You fucking heard me.
I didn't hear you.
No, you did. Okay.
You're looking down, bro. You're looking down. So it's hard to hear you.
I'm reading.
Oh, okay.
You're hearing me through a microphone.
Yeah. So
chat.
Yeah, but like, so what? It also says, that a remnant will be saved. It also says that they'll be grafted in, right, in Romans. So what exactly point is this fucking clown making here? And right, this.
Yeah, and it also said nowhere in the New Testament that after the destruction of the temple and all this other stuff that Jesus cursed them with, that any of that stuff was going to be blessed afterwards. Never said that.
Exactly. He divorced Israel. Legit. It says it. Because they rejected their Messiah. Period.
Well, I remember reading on Twitter, this one Jewish guy was talking about how Rebbe Menachem Mendel Schneerson is the true Messiah.
Yes.
And that,
Yes. Exactly. Yeah, they think he's going to be reincarnated too. They think he's coming back. Yeah.
And he listed all the reasons why that guy was the true Messiah. And like all the reasons that were listed, it was just like, oh, he educated people. He brought them, he enlightened people. And it's like, okay, so what else did he really do?
They've been waiting. They had someone doing miracles. They had a guy doing miracles. They've
Uh-oh,
had multiple messiahs.
we
That's
got
what I'm trying to say.
Doodle Bob in the chat, so we'll have to play the clip here. Blessings.
You should
Ren-
be seeking this knowledge to expose evil. That's something Christians are supposed to do.
we don't seek knowledge. That's Gnosticism.
Ave Lewis, Hail Sophia, glory
Yeah,
be
the
to
no-
Allah.
Yeah, the knowledge of you can't have knowledge without God, but seeking knowledge is Gnosticism. Made by
Right.
Jim Bob, blessings.
Right. But my people perish for lack of knowledge.
Exactly.
Yeah, but you
My
know what
voice
they
is
all
not coming
say.
Right
Can you
into
read
your
it? Can you
ears.
read it? Can you read
It's
it
coming
slower?
through
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
You know what they all say? They all say the Bible says what I think it says. Therefore, my point of view is the correct one.
Well, the Christian Gnostics just called themselves Christians and they were slaughtered. So, they just had a different opinion and they got slaughtered for it. So, they had texts in the Bible before the Council of Nicaea that were considered scripture and they were taken out. And they had books that were considered heresy in the Bible that were then put in. So much for it all being ordained by God. No, it was ordained by man. That's the reality.
Well,
So-
doesn't that also apply to things like icons in the Trinity?
There you go. Yes, it does. The Trinity is pagan. So yeah, it's not all safeguarded and divinely inspired. Unfortunately, I wish it was, but it's just not the case. It's not that simple. Some of it, is where it should be, but some of it isn't. And they don't have the absolute truth like they think they do. Everyone thinks that their church is the only right church and their religion is the only right religion. And the fact of the matter is God is bigger and more profound than most people can wrap their heads around, And
Yeah, but we're supposed to just trust and we're just supposed to have faith and trust in all these fallible men.
yeah, we're supposed to trust in man. They always say to have faith in God, have faith in God, have faith in God. I'm like, yeah, I have plenty of faith in God. I just don't have faith in man. And I don't have faith in your institution. And they tell me I'm a heretic. I'm like, look, I trust in the scriptures. I trust in what Jesus said. And
Well, that's
Jesus
what they
says you're
do.
all liars and everyone who came before me is a liar and a thief. I said, okay, well, that's what I believe. He says, my father's house is not made with the hands of man. Okay, well, what the fuck? You're like, oh, well, he set up churches. I said, well, no, the word is ecclesiastical. And it means a gathering. I said, Jesus didn't have a church. He was out in the wilderness talking to people.
Well,
He
that's
was
what
sitting
they do.
talking to people on mountains and stuff. He says, 2 or more in my name, 2 or more, speak in my name and I am there. I said, what does that sound like? The kingdom of heaven is all in you and all around you. You just don't see it.
Yeah,
There's
that's
so
the
many
thing.
verses. Yeah.
They say like it's good to trust and have faith and believe in God, but only through like our church,
Right.
and our group, and only
That's
through our
gatekeeping.
viewpoint.
It's gatekeeping, man. I'm a Gnostic. I'm an occultist. But you know what? I don't feel any farther away from God as when I was religious. I'm not religious because I think religion is mind control. But I believe Jesus existed, and I believe that the church took his teachings and manipulated it to put fear into people's minds and control them. And I think it's really that simple. I think that Jesus's message is really simple and but at the same time really profound and went over people's heads. And they took it and they they perverted it to put the fear of God into people. But it really isn't the fear of God. It's really the fear of the devil. You don't want to get into it. To just keep people in line, keep them pay their tithes and be good little sheep and in a bad way, and they created God in their image and they created their altars and their statues and their like you said, icons or whatever else, which it says expressively not to do that. Don't call anyone your father, but your Father in heaven, right? but then what do? They praise the Holy Father, right?
Deep.
And it's ridiculous to me, you know. But I'm supposedly lost in all this because I don't
Then we got
believe
numbers.
that.
What's up, everybody?
Yeah, blessings.
Oh, what's good, bro?
Hey,
Hold
did you
on, let me
guys
put this
forget
away for a
about?
second.
Did you guys forget about the scripture in Genesis? It's either Genesis 10:6 or 6:10, where it says Ashkenaz is of the line of Gomer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Probably 610.
Yep.
It's one of the
That's where
two.
yeah. So
That's where
days
the lineages are.
yeah, so days the whites.
Right. And then
it
also, where is the temple? Where is the like ground penetrating radar that shows those massive fucking triple walls that are described?
Right.
Where is that in all of Israel, what we know as Israel today?
Right. Well, what if that's
Not to
even Israel?
mention that you have two cities, one above the other. There's not even fucking mountains like that in that land.
What if it's not even Israel?
Well, maybe not. Like maybe like for real, for real. And if
Well,
you
that's
look
the
at the
thing is that
description,
yeah, that's the thing is that Jerusalem is mentioned in the Bible. There's no such thing as Israel. Like Israel was established later. You know what I mean?
well,
So
not
so this
only
is the crazy. Yeah, so they got a city, but you know they're supposed to have a city, not an entire country. And then the whole greater Israel thing that this dude's talking about, that's just total scam. I mean,
you know, I do know of a place on this world that happens to have triple walls with a city above a city,
yeah,
and
yeah, but
it
all the
matches very, very close.
yeah, but all the greater Israel thing
Like
is
Rome.
is just that wherever they got enslaved, they said, "Oh yeah, we own that place too." Like we got enslaved in Egypt. Oh yeah, so
yeah,
where?
yeah, they
Oh
got
yeah, so
yeah.
Egypt is part of the thing. Oh yeah, we got enslaved in Babylon. So yeah,
Oh yeah.
no,
Well,
Babylon's part of Israel too. So yeah, so now everywhere from the Nile to the Euphrates is Israel. You know, because
Yeah.
they got enslaved in all those places. How does that exactly work?
Right. Even though there's no evidence of that
well, not
whatsoever.
only that, but the Old Testament was about the Hebrews, not the Israelites.
That's right.
And, you know, if you really look at it, like none of the descriptions match. None of
No.
it.
Nope. Do you know there was a city
But
in
there is a
Egypt?
place.
Did you know there's a
Go
city
ahead.
in Egypt called Babylon?
Yep. Do you know there's a country above America that's called Canaan? I mean, Canada? I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
No.
I'm just saying. And there is, oh brother, where art thou? I would definitely say that
Not
if you
here.
start looking, yeah, definitely not, brother, where art thou? If you start actually looking into old scripts, like for instance, Christopher Columbus' words himself, like from his own pen, he said he was going to the Americas to find, or the people of Prester John.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Yeah,
You're
Nubs,
you're cutting out,
yeah,
Nubs.
you got roboted and then you cut out. But yeah, maybe go back and come back in. But yeah, blessings. I mean,
Because he
let's
was
check.
going from the Inquisition.
Yeah, you're kind of cutting out. Yeah, you came back in there for a second, but
My bad.
yeah, it's all good.
Hang on, let me switch it up here.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, if you look at the story, that just doesn't match.
Read it slower. Go ahead.
None of the stories match at all. But a
course it
lot
does.
of the stories match from North and South America, including like areas called Utah or Utah. Call me crazy. I'm sure some will.
Well, you know, there's a lot to that because you know, there are people that really were enslaved in a lot of places.
Yeah, definitely.
I
Go ahead.
won't get
So
into
in other
that.
words, it is not the
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I won't get into
Yeah,
that
yeah,
right
keep reading.
now.
physical
But
descent who are God's children, but it is the
yeah,
children of the promise who are regarded as Abraham's offspring. This is exactly the
Who,
argument.
and who are the children of the promise?
I think they're identity
God's
thieves.
promise in Abraham.
Christians. Christians are the
Mhm.
children of the promise, bro. Christians, bro. Debate over, bro. Holy shit! You just bro. You just got
Place
fucked. You just
theology.
got fucking wrecked. You
Are you-
just
are you
got.
done?
I'll wait for
Are
a
you done?
refutation. Give me a single
you done?
refutation.
I can't listen. You're
Get
telling
wrecked,
me the
nerd.
context. I don't know if that's the context.
Give me a counter context.
Your interpretation of the Bible. You can tell
Mhm.
me it's what it is. I'm not going to just believe it is what it is because you said it.
Okay, well then what is it? Then what
Those
is
are
it?
Christians.
Then what is it?
Didn't we talk about this in my opening statement? If you're going to
You
try
don't
to
know?
trip me up with a
You don't
theological,
know?
no. And if I don't
Well,
know,
then
so
why would you
therefore-
use that as your justification for why Christians ought to
You're
do
the
it,
one that
dummy?
told me to fucking look this
Can you
up.
tell me why Christians ought to use the Bible's justification when you yourself say you don't know the Bible? Do you even understand how stupid that is? Like, did you want to get up this morning and stamp I'm a fucking retard right to your forehead? Because that's what you did, bro.
Are you okay?
I'm okay.
Yeah, that is pretty stupid. But on the other end, it's also pretty dumb to then go ahead and argue that see, I got to go back a little bit because he just made some interesting points that I want to go back and talk about.
they're identity thieves.
Of the Bible. You can
Yeah,
tell me
exactly.
it's what it is. I'm not going to just believe it is what it is because you said it.
Okay, well then what is it? Then what
Those
is
are
it?
Christians.
Then what is it?
Didn't we talk about this in my opening statement?
No,
If
wait,
you're
no,
going
wait.
to-
Yeah. Before this whole thing, he said he like stomped him out in the debate or whatever because he claimed Christians are the chosen people. Well, then why do they still include the Old Testament in there, you big dummy? Why don't they just not have the Old Testament? And why do they say that the New Testament is a fulfillment of the Old Testament and all this type of stuff? Why did they put this whole claim that
It isn't.
that the church is a real Israel and all this type of stuff? They're buying most of what the Jews are selling. You know what I mean, right? So, what part of that, so you could say that the church doesn't agree to that. That's fine. So why don't you just say that? Because you're supposed to be opposing Zionism in this debate. So go ahead and say that the church does not support that position, right? So it's just so surprising that he's not saying that.
Yeah, they say
Well,
that.
what about
the
Psalms
Old Testament is
89?
actually Christian. They say the Old Testament is actually Christian and not Jewish.
That's retarded.
I agree, but they say that it is.
It's better. It's better than saying that. It's better than just taking it at face value. Reinterpreting it in light of the Christian teaching. That makes it better. That makes it better than just saying, well, this is a book that's basically a book about Jewish supremacy, ostensibly. I mean, right? Without that, interpretation. I mean, right? So, that's a way better. But the fact is that Andrew Wilson's not really, putting that up, as the solution to this guy's views. I mean, right? So that's what's shocking about this is that he's not exactly asserting the correct position.
And Jesus stood against that, and that's what a lot of people don't understand.
Have any of you guys ever read Psalms 89, where it says, "Follow the single covenant"? It's from the storyline. It's the Creator speaking to the psalmist and saying, "Don't deviate from my laws, my statutes, my commandments. Do not make a new covenant."
Right.
Like,
or what
There
about
you
all of it
go.
says,
or what
There you
about
go.
or what about
There you
Zechariah? Or what about Zechariah 11:10, where God literally says that He broke His covenant? His covenant's done.
Right.
So
Right.
God can make covenants and break them.
Because Jesus was not fucking following that. I keep trying to. This is what the Gnostics were trying to point out, and nobody got it. There are so many. There are so many things that are in the Old Testament that Jesus is literally saying, "Your scripture says this, but I say."
Right. Your father
He
is from
wasn't.
below, but my father is from above.
Yes.
They
They weren't just crazy heretics. They had a fucking point. The
or a
people just didn't
narrative.
understand. When it says the no jot or tittle will be removed from the law, blah, 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 the people don't understand. He says, until this passes away, is what it says.
Yeah,
meaning it will pass
and
away.
earth are supposed to pass away first.
That's what it means. Until this passes away, meaning it will pass away,
Oh,
Yep.
and it will be fulfilled. I mean, when it's fulfilled, it's done. There wouldn't be a new covenant if there didn't. There would be no need for a new covenant if the old covenant was fine. Don't you understand? That's why there are no more covenants. There is no more commandments. Two commandments: love thy God with all thy
Well,
heart, all thy mind, all thy soul, and love thy neighbor as thyself. Period. That's it. Done. He says the law is a curse upon man. Moses saw through a veil. He says, no, look, Moses
That's Paul.
supposedly saw God face to face. Okay?
Yeah, that's Paul too. Yeah,
It's
but
okay.
yes,
That's part
Moses
of
saw
the
Yahweh's face.
okay.
Second Corinthians.
Okay, well, it's still part of the Christian text.
Yeah, but
Paul
Yahweh, according
Paul is
to
half
the
of the fucking
historical
Bible. Paul is half of the Bible. Okay, so
Apollos or Paul?
Paul is half of the New Testament. Okay? Paul was a Gnostic as far as I'm concerned because he never met Jesus. He saw him in a vision. That's Gnostic. Anyways, my
That
point
sounds
is
like a lot of Christians today.
Moses saw, yeah, they talk about Gnosticism, that Gnosticism is a heresy. Well, Paul never met fucking Jesus. What do you call that? He saw him in a vision. All right? So Yahweh
And
saw, Moses saw Yahweh face to face. But then Jesus says, no one has seen my father nor heard his voice. He dwells in inapproachable light. So, okay, hold on
Okay,
a
you don't
well,
know?
second.
That's a
Then who was Moses
contradiction.
talking to? Jesus never once said that his father was Yahweh. This is what the fuck I'm saying. Jesus'
Can I
father
go
Well,
is
look
then
this
not
why
up
would you
again?
use
Yahweh.
that as your justification for why Christians ought to
You're
do
the
it,
one that
dummy?
told me to fucking look this
Can you
up.
tell me why Christians ought to use the Bible's justification when you yourself say you don't know the Bible? Do you even understand how stupid that is? Like, did you want to get up this morning and stamp I'm a fucking retard right to your forehead? Because that's what you did, bro.
Are you okay?
I'm okay.
You gonna make
I'm
it?
feeling pretty good.
You look very.
I would like to know how it is that you come up with these justifications. Each justification gets blown out. You say if there's even one person there who's Jewish, we ought to support it if they're a practicing Jew. And then you go on to claim it's because God couldn't make a mistake. Give you a passage where God said I didn't make a mistake. I will have the people the promise. That was Christians. I've demonstrated it to you. I'm waiting for a
You just
single
told
refutation.
me.
Waiting
what it
for a
is.
single refutation.
Misfit, did you want to give a response?
No, I think
No.
we'll move on.
To what? To
Which
why
is-
ought? Okay, so let's use your secular arguments then. We can move on to those. What's your
When is
secular?
my cross reference? When is my cross? When do I get to ask him questions?
Yeah, you can ask me questions soon. We'll just move on to your secular arguments real quick. Can you just tell me what your secular arguments are, the non-biblical arguments, because you don't want to use the Bible now, for why it is that Christians should support Israel?
Yeah, being a decent human being is probably the best one.
Being a decent human being.
Yes,
And
the
how do
Jews-
we
hang on,
know
pause
the
that
Jews
for a
been persecuted.
second.
They've been basically genocide.
Do you realize that the Jewish people have been kicked out of every fucking country in this world damn near because of the usury that they have created through the banking system?
Which Jesus stood up against. And
Well,
whipped them
I
in the
don't
temple.
see. I can't get down with the whole Jesus thing because I look at the main reference to Jesus, the first-hand account witness that wasn't around, wasn't a contemporary. That would be Josephus Flavius,
Flavius
who was
Josephus.
adopted.
Yeah.
He was adopted, and if you do research on Josephus Flavius,
Yeah.
like he was not pro-Jew, he was pro-Roman, and he was the main source of the Trinity concept. He was a Jew, but he was a Romanized Jew, hence the last name Flavius.
Yeah, he adopted into the Piso family. Yes, I know.
Yes, Pisos. Pisos are, that's where this all comes from, in my opinion.
They manipulated it. Yeah, they manipulated it. They didn't create
Completely.
it. They manipulate. Yes.
I would say they used Serapis.
They manipulated it.
How do we know?
The Jews have been persecuted. They've been basically genocided by.
As in all people
Nazis.
groups have been persecuted.
Yeah, the Jews got us beat on pretty much every other religion. What was it, 63% in World War II? So they're the only fucking nation. You know, you guys talk about the Palestinians. The Palestinians' population has risen by like 2% every fucking year.
I'm granting what you're saying as being true. I don't even care. It doesn't hurt my argument. I'll just grant it. The most persecuted people on the planet. Do you think that if you are the most persecuted people group on the planet, that
they're not persecuted?
No, but look, if he's arguing against Zionism, why would he grant that?
Does anybody know that Ashkenaz was a convert
No,
to
yeah,
Judaism?
no, yeah, all of that, yeah. But why would he say, right? I mean, focusing on this debate here, right? Why is he saying, right? That we should totally not consider, their cries for victimhood. I mean, this is total crazy stuff. That he's
Yeah.
alleging, taking an anti-Zionist position and saying they're the most persecuted people on the planet Earth.
Yeah,
I mean, wow. Yeah, let's just
right.
blow past that one. I mean,
That's just
for point,
Hollywood. That's the Hollywood script. That's
Well,
yeah, I mean-
Hollywood is a Jewish tradition. It's
I
a
don't
wand
believe
making
in
material.
Well, careful. Don't say
Definitely.
too much. But yeah, we yeah. Blessings. I don't want to
Yeah,
say
yeah,
too
yeah,
much.
yeah.
I don't want to get machine cut, but
Yeah.
we know.
well, I'm gonna unlist this. It's fine.
Oh, okay. Well, then in that case, an empire of our own, an empire of our own. I
Yeah.
kind of want people to see this, though. I kind of want people to see this. This is
Yeah, I mean,
good.
you could still say that even if it was on YouTube. You could have still said that, but yeah, it's not. It's not.
Well,
a big
that I can.
deal.
That I
Yeah.
can. But
Yeah,
I was
of
gonna
course.
say
It's the
more.
rest of the shit.
I mean,
I was gonna say no. I was
Hollywood is
warming
something
up.
that
I was warming
acknowledges
up.
itself.
I was warming up.
I mean, they themselves acknowledge the whole Hollywood thing. I mean,
I'll talk about
that's not
the talk about other stuff though that's more sensitive. So
Yeah.
I don't really
Immediately gives you a right to a
want.
thing.
No,
No, okay, well, don't even care. It doesn't hurt my argument. I'll just grant it. The most persecuted people on the planet. Do you think that if you are the most persecuted people group on the planet, that immediately gives you a right to a thing?
no, not
No.
necessarily.
Okay, well then that argument has no merit. We'll move on to whatever your next argument is. Go ahead.
Okay, so the Jewish people being the indigenous people of that land is an argument that somebody could make, right?
Yeah, but then we need to trace it by
Nope.
bloodline, which you said you don't want to do, right?
No, I'm saying you could trace it by their religion, and you could go
No,
back.
by their bloodline, right? Like we don't
Well,
know
I mean,
if they're actually
are we
indigenous.
talking
all
about?
peoples
Are we talking about ethnicity? If you want to go back to ethnicity, then yes, right? Because you can trace their ancestral bloodline all the way back 1,200 years before Christ.
Oh, sure.
Nope.
This is a matron-based religion or a matron-based idea for how you assess ethnicity in Judaism. You agree with that, right?
They've interbred
I
so
believe,
much.
yes, the mother. Yes.
So then
No.
this would reduce to the one drop rule.
Not inbred.
Yeah, I mean, it's just surprising the level of falsehood because he just claimed that ancestry is determined through the mother's line. That's false because in the Gospels it shows Jesus' ancestry through his father's side, right? Yeah, I mean that's what the Jews accepted, and it shows all throughout the Bible. It shows the history on the father's side, and right.
Yeah,
So
they flipped it.
yeah, they flipped it, and then this whole thing about you can trace the Jewish ancestry going back 1,200 years. That's false because they married with Ethiopians, Hittites, etc.
Yes.
And also Abraham was from Iraq.
Well,
So-
keep in mind that Ethiopia was anything outside of the gates of Hercules at the time.
Well,
it wasn't the country we know today.
The native indigenous melanated Americans are probably the true Jews. The black Hebrew Israelite thing is a sham, but
there is truth in the lie.
But that actually may be true. And if you want to talk about slavery and all that other shit, well, let's be real here.
Well, who were the Moristos and the Moranos?
Who was actually enslaved? Who was actually, like, I'm not even playing.
It wasn't from Africa.
Well, they're not from Africa. They were taken.
Right.
Slavery was told in reverse. I have some really good sources.
Yes.
And they're not Jews or Europeans. They're melanated people who are talking about this. And I have a lot of friends that, I always have from everywhere, that are, and I've talked to them about this and shit. And this is something that I want to get into as well, which it's not really my business, but I tend to do that because I just don't give a fuck because I care about truth on all sides of the spec. You know what I'm saying? And this shit needs to be talked about, and it's controversial, but it is what it is, man. And the fact of the matter is Just like everyone's been told lies about their history, they covered up the shit about, Ireland. They covered about the shit about America and the fact that the fucking indigenous Americans were melanated.
Well, that's why
Yeah.
that's why you have so many connections from the Irie and the Ireland people to
Yes.
Jamaica.
Yeah, but the point is this. Yeah, but the ultimate point
and
is
Egypt,
this.
bro, and Egypt, Chem.
Right.
Chem.
But the
Yes.
ultimate point is this, connecting it back to this debate, is that, essentially the main point is that we don't know where anybody's from. Everybody's indigenous to a previous land. Anybody
Yep.
can claim rights to any fucking land. It's all just
Yep.
not. All the people of the world are mixed. I mean, what more
Yep.
do we have to say? Ancestral homeland. What the fuck are you talking about?
Exactly.
I mean,
Exactly. That's exactly the point. They
to that land,
can't
is that
trace
correct?
to anything because they've interbred so much.
Right,
No one
right.
can trace themselves back to fucking Sinai.
Right,
They're
exactly,
totally full of
exactly.
shit.
Right,
They're
right,
identity
right.
thieves.
Right.
And they're justifying genocide to the Palestinians, blaming the fucking Muslims, blaming fucking white people, wanting to cause white genocide, the Kalergi plan, and all this other shit. Pushing this
Well, what about
transgender
Manifest Destiny?
bullshit.
Okay, so,
Tread lightly.
so then anybody on planet Earth who has one drop of Jewish blood,
swab and have your DNA taken and have it traced back. What are you talking about?
Jesus fucking Christ.
Oh, it's my best. It's my bestie.
Yeah, guys, let's check out some of those blessings.
What's good, Tobaz?
I believe yes, the mother. Yes.
so then this would reduce to the one drop rule. If you have one drop of Jewish blood in you, then you would have rights to that land. Is that correct?
I guess you could say that.
Okay, so then anybody on planet Earth who has one drop of Jewish blood, one drop, should be supported by Christians for that particular plot of land to be given to them.
Sure.
Why? Okay, well, I guess that's the end of that. You can ask me whatever questions you want now.
It's a legitimate question. Why not?
Well, because there's no justification. That's not
it's
justification.
They have Jewish blood. Why not? Why wouldn't they?
Oh, okay. Should you fuck your sister? Why not? Why not?
No, I mean,
Why not?
yeah, you look like
Why not? Why shouldn't you fuck your sister? Why not? Why not?
Is that rage bait?
Why not?
I've been very calm. You've been a little
What
bit.
the
Yeah, well,
fuck?
being calm didn't make you get less destroyed. Now, can you answer my question? Why not?
I love it when people debate and they're like, "I just destroyed you," and they
You
just say
got
it
wrecked
over and over.
real bad this time, bro.
When you
But
masturbate,
why
you look in the
not?
mirror- You look in the mirror.
I'm just waiting for the why not, bro. I'm trying to
Gentlemen, I can
demonstrate to
ask-
you
I
that
can-
why not's not an argument. Why not doesn't mean anything.
Look, man, I get it. You're emotional. It's okay. Look, here's the counter arguments that point against the replacement theology, right? And this,
We're not talking about replacement theology. We're asking about whether or not Christians should support Zionism. It has nothing to do with dispensationalism
it does have
or
to do with
theology.
It does have to do with suppressionism, right? Because you're taking the Abrahamic covenant and you're replacing it with the.
It's not being replaced.
Well, that's what suppressionism
It's
is.
continuous. Yeah, we're not suppressionists.
Well,
that's not
your
my
opinion.
argument.
That's your opinion.
And I was waiting for a counter argument for what I just gave you biblically.
I think I've given you plenty of counter arguments. I think it's my turn.
Your counter argument is that you just made it the fuck up. That was your counter argument.
Okay, sure. Emotional again. Promise to Israel, right? Genesis 17:7-8. An everlasting covenant with Abraham's descendants, including land. It didn't hint at an expiration date. Jeremiah 31:35-37 ties Israel's permanence to the sun and the star.
Yeah, I mean, it
Turned, he likes to
expired.
fuck his sister. We learned that.
Yeah, I mean, it expired when Moses threw down the tablets, when they murdered the prophet in their own temple. A number of acts made God take back the covenant that He made with Israel.
Yeah.
And so I don't understand, do it?
It
was continuous. So Andrew just said it was continuous, not even that it was replaced. So I just don't know. So I mean, how is Andrew not a Zionist? I mean, it's incredible.
Exactly. When they murdered the prophets, when they rejected their Messiah, that's what I'm saying. They were divorced.
Christianity in and of itself is like Zionism 2.0. Look at where it came from.
Well,
it came straight out of the Inquisitions. The Moranos, the Moristos, they were all pig eaters, converts.
They were all pig.
That's what it means. That's literally like, look at the definition.
No, I know. I know what you mean, but I don't think it's gonna. I think it's gonna fly over most people's heads. That's why I'm laughing.
Romans 11, ambiguity. Paul's hope for Israel's future salvation. 11, 26 through 27. Undermines full replacement. If God's gifts are irrevocable, Israel's covenant may persist alongside the church. So we got these arguments, right, for why God.
You don't even understand those arguments.
Sure. I don't understand.
Father
I'm reading my notes,
Slayton's
'cause
like
this is how I prepared for the debate.
doing
Yeah, you
worse
don't even.
than
You said you didn't
Chase
prepare for
Bomb.
the
Well, then
debate.
refute them.
You
Head hitting desk.
Yeah.
literally said you didn't prepare for the
Refute,
debate.
refute what I just said.
So where
Yeah,
did you get the?
I have a fucking job.
Where did you get the notes if you didn't
alright.
prepare for the debate? You just
I have
read them
a
right now,
job.
right?
Yes.
Let me ask you a question. Like, can you even answer this honestly? Didn't you actually just Google those arguments and then read them because that's what you did, right? That's actually what you just did, isn't it?
How else would you prepare for a debate?
Yeah,
You
no,
don't
right
look
now. You did it right this second.
Oh no, I had them already.
Yeah, you had them already.
I did prepare. You want to see the
Do we?
transcript?
You
do
said
we
you didn't
wanna
prepare.
Argue, gentlemen, do we want to argue over
Oh, she
his
speaks.
debate preparation, or would we rather get back to the topic?
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you, Tomato. So would you be able to refute the argument in Genesis 17, 7 through 8, the everlasting covenant that has no expiration date?
Tell me what it means.
Okay, no, I asked you a question. Answer it.
Yeah, I'm asking you to clarify so I understand what it means so I can answer your question.
Well, I'm pretty sure you understand the question. So you don't want to answer questions when I ask them. You just want me to answer the question.
I just asked
when
you to
ask them.
clarify so that I understand what you mean by the words that
Do
you
you
say.
do you not know?
Do you remember how at the beginning of the debate I asked you a ton of clarifying questions
Yeah,
to make
you-
sure I steel manned your position? I didn't straw man it. I was
You
totally
don't
good
know-
faith.
You don't know the Bible? I thought you knew the Bible. You don't know what Genesis 17, 7 through 8 is? You can
I'm
Google it.
asking you what you think that means.
No, I'm
dude,
asking
so I can
you.
ask your
I'm
question.
asking you to refute the point in.
You can't ask me to make a refutation against something that I don't understand what you're asking me.
So you just don't want to answer the question. So I'm asking you:
Mhm.
Is the
How long
does
is
the
this
everlasting
video?
covenant have an expiration date? That is
Yeah,
the
no,
question.
it's listen. The way the covenants work is continuous. There is not a secondary last. I just gave you the passages in Romans so that you can understand how this works.
Okay.
Not all people of Israel are going to be Israel. Not all people of this line are going to be the people of the line. Rather, the children of the promise of that covenant, which would be us, Christians. We're the children of that promise.
Did he just say coven?
Okay. So,
There's my refutation, bro. Anything else, bro?
so your argument.
Anything else, bro?
Yeah, it kind of sounded like it.
Your argument is that God didn't promise the Jews; He promised the Christians, right? And that's refuted by pretty much everybody. He promised the Jews, right?
He promised the Jews.
Covenant without
Christians
covenant.
didn't exist yet. Okay?
He promised
the
the
Jews-
Israelites.
Good point.
Yes, under the whole
Okay, so
covenant.
then Jesus was making that promise, right?
Jesus with the with the new covenant.
No, Jesus was making that promise. He is God, right?
Well, He's God in human form. So
No, he's also God. Don't fall for this. You don't gotta
Yeah,
get. You be careful. You're about to get in heretical territory. Is
Sure.
Jesus
Yeah.
God or
Where
not
did-
God?
Jesus is God.
Oh, all of a sudden now he's in heretical territory. Not when he said Judeo-Christian or anything like that. I mean, what are
Right.
what are you smoking,
Right.
dude? Oh, be careful now!
Look-
Wagging his finger at him. Like
Look, man, Allah is God.
what the
Allah
hell
is
is he
God.
talking about?
That's just the Christian way to do things.
Dude, I just, you know.
Yeah,
I
now
just
all of a
shake my
sudden
head.
he believes that, the Jesus that he thinks is God only comes in the flesh. He's not part of the Trinity, so he's not part of the one God. Or is he discounting John 1:1-2, where Jesus existed alongside God since the beginning of creation? I mean, what does this guy understand the Christian doctrine at all? Is this guy a Christian at all? This is so fucking
Apparently-
strange.
Apparently
like, what the fuck
not.
is this?
The fact that so many Christians don't understand that the Trinity is not biblical blows my mind.
From Hermes Trismegistus.
Right. Yeah.
3 times great.
It honestly it blows my mind. It's not biblical.
Yeah, I don't think we'll make it there, Father Swayden. So if you want to just spoil it for us, that's fine. Because seeing as we're going, we're only 45 minutes in so far, and I should get to
It's
sleep soon.
Absolute train wreck.
Yeah, because I'm actually fasting tomorrow as well. So this is some wild stuff here. Yeah, absolute train wreck of a debate. I mean, I
It's
don't know
fun.
what they can accomplish going off of this
It's
hour
fun
of
though.
the beginning. Yeah.
This would be horrendous without
Oh, okay.
the pen.
Whoa. Fat guy rage quits at 2 hours.
So he
Interesting.
did rage bait him then.
But 2 hours is not an actual rage quit because that's actually just the duration of the debate, right? So it's
Yeah.
just like you're just gonna
That's
sit
not-
there the whole time. Yeah, he
that's
just
not
didn't
too
want to do
bad.
he didn't want to do the question and answers, which is understandable. But like,
Yeah.
what was the point of this guy coming out here? I don't understand.
But the covenant was made to Israel, not to the Jews. There's a difference. There's a distinct difference, and it's just blows my mind that they don't understand a very simple and they were divorced multiple times because they rejected their prophet. They killed the saints. This is 101, man. Like, I really think really think they're grifters. I don't think they believe anything. I think they're ops.
They believe in money.
I think Wilson is military and a Freemason, and I think this other guy is a Jew, and I think this
Look
chick
at how
is
stupid this guy giving
fucking.
$5 is. Should Christians be given a plot of land on Earth which the Jews pay for? What do you think every European nation on Earth is right now? You stupid bastard!
What do you think America is?
Exactly. Like,
40 acres and a mule, bitch.
They literally let you live there. You fucking loser! I mean, shut the fuck up.
Okay,
Yeah,
so then
yeah.
Jesus was making that promise, right?
Sure.
Okay, so if Jesus is making the promise,
So
and then Paul tells you who the promised people are, is who?
Again,
It's who? Who is it?
Again, that's your contextualization.
Who is it, bro?
It's not a contextualization.
Yeah,
Jesus was a Jew.
Yeah,
okay. And Christians are followers of a Jew.
No, he
Use that
wasn't.
pen as a sig.
Now he said Jesus is a Jew.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah, but Andrew said that too. So this is what I'm pointing out is that
Oh,
let's go back.
Lord.
He said, "Yep." So let's go back and hear it.
Yeah.
Who? Who is it?
Again, that's your contextualization.
Who is it, bro?
Was Jesus a Jew?
Yeah.
Jesus was a Jew.
Yeah.
Okay. And Christians are followers of a Jew. So we pray to a Jew, we follow a Jew, we emulate a Jew, but we're somehow
He's definitely a Jew. Only a Jew would say this. Only a Jew would say this shit. This guy's a Jew.
What?
For sure.
Holy shit! Jesus was a Jew.
Yeah.
What is going on? Am I in the Twilight Zone, man?
We
Like,
follow
Bless you guys. You guys are sneezing a lot. A Jew. A Jew.
Yeah, we follow a Jew. We pray to a Jew. This is like I gotta show you the video where the guy's like, you goy already follow a Jew. You already worship a Jew, one Jew. Now you just need to realize we're all worthy of worship. He actually says this shit.
Holy moly, dude!
Yeah.
That's,
he's
far
just
from
saying.
course.
Yeah,
I
he's
guarantee
saying
this guy fucking reads the Talmud. I
totally.
guarantee he doesn't believe.
100%.
Jesus was a Jew. So we heard Ebertard say that. He said Jesus was a Jew. Now we're hearing Andrew Wilson say it. So we've heard Catholics and Orthodox claim this, which is totally irreconcilable fact because obviously many times during the Gospels, Jesus seems to reject Judaism. So it doesn't make any
over
fucking
and
sense.
over again.
Right. I mean,
against it. Over and over again.
Right.
And you know who else did? The Gnostics. And you know who else does? The Muslims. But we're fucking heretics.
You know who else
This is
too?
what
The
I'm
not.
trying
Never mind. I can't say it. I'm just kidding.
Not Ashkenazi.
The
Ashkenazi.
Yeah,
Bless you.
the right, yeah,
Yes.
yeah, those German guys, real great guys. Anyways,
great stuff,
great guys, yeah, the national guys, but yeah, no, it's crazy, man. Like Jesus was like antinomian almost, and they paint him like he's like some fucking hippie, and it's just not the case at all. Like a revolutionary.
Well, according to Andrew Wilson. He
And Muhammad
Jesus
too.
was a Jew. Now watch back when we go back and say, well, this is just you literally claim that Jesus was. Is that no? This part of a hypothetical scenario during part of a debate. I swear to God that's what'll happen. I mean, so he'll totally deny and obfuscate. I mean,
I see Jesus and Muhammad as like revolutionaries. Honestly, that's my perspective.
Well, come on, man. According to the narrative, Muhammad was he didn't know how to read or write. Oh wait, what about those fishermen? Did they know how to read and write that wrote in perfect Koine Greek?
Well, that's what we're told, man. So
the story according to Matthew, according to
right.
They didn't read them though.
Right.
Yeah. See, this is the thing that I would have said to say that. Well, look, it's not the same Judaism. To say it's Judaism is imprecise because
Right.
Judaism
Judaism
means
is an
something
AD religion.
completely different.
Judaism came after Christianity.
Yeah, Judaism kept evolving. So what exactly are we talking about? Oh wait, I highlighted the wrong one. Yeah, this one. Yeah, Jesus was an Israelite, and today's Judaism is
Yes.
derived from Pharisaism.
Exactly.
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 Is that
Yeah.
Father Swayden? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Yeah,
True.
that's all that needs to be said. That's all that needs to be said.
Right. Exactly.
Oh, okay. So then Jews go to heaven?
Well, it's up to I guess there's different variations of Jew. Some of them believe they go to a place like heaven.
No, I'm asking you. Do Jews go to heaven?
I'm not an expert in Judaism.
Well, you're a Christian, right? What is the way?
Like heaven.
Who is the way, the truth, the light?
purgatory
Who is
now?
it that you worship, and why do you worship him? You worship Jesus Christ, and absent Jesus Christ, there can be no salvation, right?
So he's a Roman Catholic?
Okay, got it. And do Jews worship Jesus Christ?
Some of them, Messianic Jews.
Well, okay, wait a second.
Okay.
Messianic Jews are Christians.
Not pretty much, but they
Messy Jews.
That is an absolute lie. That's an absolute lie. Messianic. Here, hold on a second. That is an absolute lie. Messianic Jews do not follow Jesus Christ. This man just totally lied out of his mouth. That I've never met a Messianic Jew who follows Jesus Christ.
Well,
That's a very rare sect.
He's doing a weird joke. I'm not defending it. I'm just saying I know what he's doing. He's doing this kind of weird, like, conflation rhetoric joke to say, well, he's saying the real Messianic Jews are Christians, and they're not really, they're fake Messianic Jews, essentially. But see, this is really weird because he's totally avoiding, like, I guarantee you'll never hear the words Chabad Lubavitch come out of Andrew Wilson's mouth. I can almost guarantee you that. So
I guarantee you they're a part of it because did you hear what he said? He just outed himself. I don't know if anyone heard that, but he said the Jews go to somewhere like heaven. What the fuck are you talking about? The world to come? To
I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that part.
Yeah, he said they go to a place like heaven. What do you mean?
Yep.
The fuck is that supposed to mean?
Yeah, that's some Dante's Inferno shit. That's not in the Bible for sure.
Yeah, that's not biblical. So he's either talking about purgatory or he's talking about the world to come.
Yeah, I smell a rat. Yeah, definitely.
That was like the ultimate tell for me. I don't know if anyone
That's
saw
not
that.
a
Go
rat,
back,
that's
go
a
back a little
skunk.
bit. I want to make sure everyone hears.
I
that.
heard it.
I'm not sure how many people heard that. You heard it? You heard that, Nubbs?
Yeah.
I heard it.
That was like
they came out.
We heard
it. They both said Jesus is a Jew, so they came out as Jews. We're definitely
coming out.
And I mean, it seems like it's like it can mean several different things to different people. What does nice mean to one person?
Exactly.
According to their values, you know. Yeah.
Now, what do you got going on here, bro? You got that. What are you wearing, bro? You dressed like a Jew. Whoa. Sorry. Are you dressed like a Jew here? What's going on?
What? Why is this Jewish? I'm wearing a pea coat. We had church service earlier.
Curls, bro.
You know, my wife said that too. She was like, "Where are your curls?"
Oh boy.
Jesus was an Israelite, man. It's that simple. That's like saying Abraham was a Jew. The fuck.
Which
Jesus
by
is
the
a
way,
Jew, then I'm a Jew too.
which by the way he did say. So wow.
Right. Yeah.
They're sinking in deep. Yep.
They have some of the traditions of Judaism in them, but
the Judaism tradition is that the Messiah hasn't come yet. So if
No,
you're
what
Messianic,
about
you say the
Judaism
Messiah has
then?
come as Jesus Christ.
Oh my
Then
God.
you are then you're a people group who follows Jesus Christ. So here's my question to you: if it is the case that Jesus Christ is the only pathway to salvation, wouldn't you have to say all practicing Torah Jews who are in Israel going to hell?
no, because even though they don't believe in Jesus believes
They have
in
magic
them.
blood, right? Give me the
No, no,
magic
no.
blood. We're
Even
gonna
though
do magic blood.
Look, and I don't know which passage of the Bible this is. I'm going off of memory, but if you can maybe help me out, doesn't the Bible also say that the Jews will eventually come and accept Jesus? Yeah, so it does, right? So just
in the end times.
So just because they don't accept Jesus doesn't mean Jesus doesn't accept them. Jesus forgave
Every knee will bow, dude. Every knee will accept Christ eventually, not just Jews. So the thing is like, again, I just got to ask you right now, you're a practicing Torah Jew in Israel and you have a heart attack and you die. and it's sudden.
Then
Do you go to heaven?
My interpretation is you would
trombone.
go to Jesus and he would decide whether or not, because he go through Jesus. The only way into the promised land is through me. It doesn't mean you have
So
to
when you
worship.
die, when you're Jewish, you get a special meeting with Jesus, and then he says,
Is that-
"Actually, hey
is that
guys,
what- is
hang
that
on,
what-
hang on, hey guys, actually, I'm real, guys. Did you know that?" And they're like, "Darn, we got it wrong." And then they what?
Is that what I said?
Okay, well then you explain it to me.
Okay, so Jesus says the only way to the promised land is through me.
Yeah.
Right? When a Jew dies, I don't know this for a fact. I'm obviously speculating, but
Okay.
based off of that, would it be a crazy assumption to think that when they die and Jesus presents himself, they would be like, "Oh shit, I was wrong," and if they then are accepted by Jesus Christ, then yeah, I think they would go to heaven. That's just
What the fuck? So exactly what he did.
This whole
Took the
idea
words
of
out of my
going to
mouth.
hell, this whole doctrine of hell was created after the fact. A lot of people don't even realize that.
All Jews go to
Dante.
heaven. All Jews go to heaven. That 1997 Disney movie sounds pretty good to me.
Yeah. I thought it was
Let's-
dogs. But no, it's dogs. We're dogs. The Gentiles are dogs. So that means we go to heaven.
Well, isn't dog just God in reverse?
Yeah, yes, it is. But they call us dogs. And
Nubs, you sound like you sound like Andrew Wilson's demonic brother. Or did you?
Oh, do I?
Yeah. Are you
Back to
you
the
like
demon stuff?
Are you like the Army of Darkness?
Yes,
guy-
yes, the army of darkness, and you are the child of light calling somebody a devil without any proof.
I'm definitely
Great
Lucifer.
stuff.
Lucifer
Great
Christus.
stuff.
No,
No,
you've seen
Nothing
that
like
movie,
hypocritic.
You've seen that movie, right? The Army of Darkness with Bruce Campbell.
No,
that's over Andrew
no, I
Wilson's
haven't
shoulder.
actually. You would think a devil would be all about that movie, but I haven't ever seen it.
Oh boy!
Ironic.
It sounds
Oh
familiar.
boy!
Are you a real boy? Are you Pinocchio?
He's full of shit, man.
What the hell is even that?
it's my
Well,
interpretation.
would that only apply to Jews or to everybody?
Everybody. It applies to everybody.
Oh, everybody. So then what's the point of even being a Christian if it's just going to be revealed to you when it's all done? And Jesus goes, "Hey, by the way, I'm real." And they're like, "Oh shit. Well, that sucks. I was wrong." What would be the point of even being a Christian, dude?
I'm not sure. I don't understand the
You're
question.
not
I
sure?
don't-
He's
I
not
don't
sure.
understand the question. What's the point of being a Christian?
Faith,
He doesn't
faith in
know
Jesus
anything about the
Christ-
Bible.
Faith,
Yeah, it's
faith,
fine.
yeah, faith in Jesus Christ,
not the only
right,
one.
is what determines salvation.
It's
You
not
agree
the-
with that, right?
Well, that's what's written. Yeah, I agree.
Okay,
with
so if that's the case, and you die and had no
Well,
faith
but
in Jesus
for
Christ,
Christians,
all
it's
you're saying is that
talking
Jesus Christ would then reveal himself to you,
You're
which would
talking
take away the faith aspect.
You're
Now
talking
you would
about-
have knowledge.
You're talking about the new covenant. Okay, there are different religions that believe different things. All right, it's not my
He's a
place
Jew.
to tell those people what they what
Which
they will
one?
experience when they die. All right, you think that everybody has to be a Christian in order to go to heaven. I agree, right? If you are a Christian, you have to have faith in Jesus Christ, accept him as your Lord and Savior in order to go to heaven. I believe that. But if God really is the God of every man, woman, and child, do you think that he doesn't have a plan for the people that don't believe in him? Do you think every single person, even if they live a good life, like they just go straight to hell, burn in hell for eternity, the devil's fucking shoving a pitchfork up your ass? I don't believe that. So, I mean, call me a bad Christian, but I just don't believe it.
Okay, so when you are brought the word and you reject the word over and over and over and over and over and over again, and
Mhm.
you die, then there in your worldview there's a big reveal.
They don't reject the word, they reject the New Testament.
So the word, the gospel means what? What does the
According to
gospel
us.
mean?
Hey, what if we're wrong? What if Jews have it right?
Then
Right?
why aren't you a Jew?
I mean, I'm not saying that I believe that. I'm saying, what if?
This guy is showing so many fucking ways that he's a Jew. He doesn't want to talk about the Bible. He doesn't know the Bible. He says, no, that's according to the new covenant. Other people have different views. He's a fucking Jew. And he's probably a Talmudic Jew. I don't know how many things need to be said before it's obvious that he's not a Christian.
Well, what's wrong with that? Now, which one are you talking about? The left
What?
Jew or the right one?
Who's the one who said all the things I just said? Who's the one who said all the things I've been pointing out?
Honestly, I don't know. I haven't been looking at the screen. They sound
We know
similar
the other one's a Freemason. Okay, so
Well, here's the thing. Let's just put it this way: the guy on the left didn't deny anything that the guy on the right is saying. So
well,
let's
this
just
is
put it that
true.
way.
This is true, but he at least was talking about. You know, I don't like either of them, but
Wasn't Freemasonry basically like among many
A
other
new
things
Jew?
that are similar?
Yeah.
well,
Exactly. Yeah.
Freemasonry started pagan and then it got infiltrated by
Yeah, I mean, he
Kabbalists.
mentioned. I mean, this guy mentioned that the Jews will not have salvation except through Jesus, but he did mention that Jesus' covenant was a continuation of the covenant made by Jews, and that Jesus was a Jew. So
Which is
that's according to
bullshit.
him. Right?
Yeah, it's just
So I think
bull.
that he's giving the Zionists a lot just by saying
Well,
that.
yeah, and here's the thing: is like this is why it's so
He
funny
just
to.
said, "What if the Jews are right?"
Well, but here's the funny part to me is like I've always believed this, and I've been comforted to know that other Christians believe the same as me because it's so weird that people just kind of say this thing. Well, Jesus was a Jew, or it's a continuation, or whatever. I mean, Islam believes that whatever Jesus was, it was always Islam, and Christians believe whatever Jesus was, he was always a Christian. So it's like
Right.
this weird conflation that they're saying, well, they're comparing themselves to like you just said, like they're comparing themselves to Judaism as a Christian or as a Muslim. It doesn't make
Right.
any sense because we see it as an
Right.
ancient faith that's always existed, not as
Right.
something that just got created around 0 AD or 400 or whatever. You know, I mean, it's like it's just a very
Well, is there any
bizarre
proof that,
thing.
like, is there any legitimate proof that it wasn't created at that point in time?
Well,
Right.
that's why you have faith. I mean, is there any
No,
legitimate
faith
proof
is
that
okay.
is there
Okay,
any
so it's faith.
legitimate faith? Hold on. Is there
Smoke and mirrors.
do you have any legitimate evidence that Hitler was a real person? No, you don't. So
Do I care? Does Hitler directly affect me directly, other than what these people are
Huh?
doing and what you're doing?
Wait, what?
uh,
Is there any
okay.
proof that Hitler was a real
I'm not
person?
saying that I agree with that state. I'm just saying, like,
Are you high?
if we're gonna go into fucking smokes and mirrors, and
Okay.
say,
Do
well,
you have
that's
any
why you have
legitimate
faith. Come
evidence?
the fuck
Okay.
on,
Okay.
dude.
Okay. Do you have any legitimate evidence that 2 + 2 = 4?
Do I have any legitimate evidence? No.
Okay, then what are
No,
you
I
arguing
don't.
for?
What?
What am I arguing for? Great stuff. Great
What?
stuff.
Of course you do.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear.
I'm a peace out. See you later.
Well,
Imagine
Yeah,
that.
blessings. Yeah, we're
Call me
wrapping
a
up soon
devil
here.
and then run. Great stuff. That's your MO, isn't it?
I'm just going by the scriptures. I personally believe that God is bigger than any book, any religion, any of that. You know, but I believe that he has spoken through different prophets in different times and different places and different, I just don't think that anyone has the whole damn truth. I mean, that's just my take on the whole thing. And I think
I would
I want to
definitely agree with that.
understand. I want to understand. Wait, hold on, hold on.
I think man has created all kinds of laws and restrictions and denominations and blinds and veils and whatever the hell else,
What?
and claimed that they had some
You mean
kind of
like Lilith?
superior
Like
understanding, and
Lilith?
it's just blinded people and demonized everyone else that what didn't think like they did, and it's just caused mass
Well,
chaos and confusion.
hold on. I have a
But
question though.
Maybe we're all fucking
though,
crazy. Why don't
but
you be man enough to admit it? Admit you're crazy.
But regardless, though, I do believe that Jesus did exist, and I do believe that
As real as Lilith?
there was divine inspiration there, and I think that what they're saying is complete nonsense. Like it's not there's no legitimacy to it at all.
So, but wait, hold on. I want to ask Nub something. So, Nub, do
Just like
you
I think
really?
there's stuff in the
Hey, hold
Quran
on.
that
But
Am I a devil? No. No, I'm not a
no, but
devil.
you hate,
Next question.
but you hate Christianity, right? Like it's just like it really bothers you so
No.
much, right?
No, I find
Show me in the
Christians
Bible.
repulsive.
Show me on the Bible where the Christians hurt you.
Show me on the Bible where the Christians hurt me. Great stuff. Weren't you leaving? Like, seriously, dude. You have a hard-on for Nubs. Every time you are on a panel with me.
I'm gonna convert to Islam, dude. I'm getting a fucking headache.
Twilight, I support you. Blessings.
I'm gonna convert to Islam.
Dear
Yo,
God.
Machine, how do I convert to Islam, bro? I just want to say.
Yeah,
arm, leg. Dear God. Nubs, you're a devil.
Oh, wait, I thought you don't like God. What? Don't start calling out his name now. Come on now.
When did I say I don't like God?
You're like, what's the evidence that the religion didn't start then, or whatever?
No. I'm talking about a religion, not a creator. Separate, completely different things.
Yeah, me and Nubs believe in God strongly.
Absolutely, 100%. I look in the mirror and I see the evidence of God right there.
Absolutely. Look everywhere.
Well, which God though? Or like the demonic God?
A creator. Yes,
God
the
everywhere.
demonic God. Yes.
The demiurge.
Yes, the
or
devil.
The
yes,
demiurge?
absolutely. Dear, oh my God.
Yes.
Abraxas. Which one are we talking about?
Do you like jack it for me at night, thinking about me? Oh, devil Nubs, devil Nubs.
Yo, Nubs, it's okay. You're in good company, dude. I have my demon harlot.
I just find it hilarious.
No,
Such
dude,
loving Christians.
I get it because of Lilith. So you're in good company, bro. I have my demon seductress. You know, so you're good, bro. We're like brothers, bro. We're demon seeds. We're demon seeds.
Yes, sure.
That are closer to. That are closer
Nubs, why did you get Paul to leave the internet? Why did you do that to him?
That are closer to the.
Why did I get Paul to leave the internet? I don't have that power.
We're demon brothers that are closer to the divine than most religious people. It's fucking hysterical.
I could ask you a question. Why didn't your mother swallow and save the world from a better place?
It's amusing to me. I have so many like testimonies of times that I should have died, and just, like, supernatural fucking things that have happened that were absolutely divine intervention, and like just experiences I've had that were mind-boggling. You know that.
And guess what? It still has done absolutely fucking nothing for you.
Yeah, it has.
Oh, really? Has it taught you how to
I'm not
manipulate
bitter.
the masses?
I'm not bitter.
Has it taught you how to become rich?
I'm not bitter.
No.
I don't want to be rich.
Has it taught you how to cure cancer? No.
There-
all them
there's
talks
nothing-
with Lilith. All them talks with Lilith, and she ain't taught you a damn thing.
Yes, she has, and I'm not
Really?
trying to
What?
become
What?
rich. I
How
don't
to
want
put
to.
sperm in a jar?
I'm not trying to become rich. And if you
Sperm
read the
jar.
scriptures, I'm not trying to become rich. And if you read the scriptures, nothing in the scriptures says anything about becoming
scriptures.
rich.
What does it matter? You talk to Lilith. The scriptures
fact-
wouldn't matter to you.
No, the
Jesus
scriptures
will look
do
at
matter
you
to
and
me.
say, "Depart from me."
Look at the triggered Christian living in
I'm
love.
not triggered. It's
No,
just
the-
Jesus Christ told
You're
you
not
you can't
triggered.
serve
The
both.
scriptures do matter
You
to me.
can't serve both.
No.
You can't serve both.
My
You
scriptures
can't
do
claim to
matter.
love Jesus Christ and sit here and say
I
you
don't claim to love Jesus
I didn't
Christ.
say you dumbass. Maybe you should learn to
Oh,
read
there
the
we
room.
go.
Learn to read the
Loving
room.
Christian.
All right, I never claimed to be
Loving
a loving
Christian.
I never
You
claimed to be a
don't-
loving Christian.
Don't serve Jesus.
Isn't Christ love?
You
Isn't that
don't
what it's
serve-
all about?
No, I don't
Love
think
your
he loved
neighbor
the
as yourself?
taxpayers.
You
I
don't
didn't think
serve
he loved the taxpayers.
You don't serve Jesus. It's obvious.
Neither do you, dumbass. What's your point?
I serve him more than you do.
Hail Satan. Yeah.
I serve him more than you do.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
what you
As you
do.
talk to Lilith.
It's your
Did you create her because one of your trauma sessions? Huh? Trauma session?
Jesus.
I know about all the archons. I know about all the archons and the Jews, but I talk to Lilith. But yes, she doesn't grant me no wishes. I'd rather rub a genie's dick. I'd rather rub a genie's dick and get my 3 wishes.
Jesus said
I love it when Christians reveal
I
themselves.
love it when people want to constantly reference their work and try to give me a life lesson, and it does nothing with a life lesson. What's your
There's
point,
no
Nubs?
point in giving you a life lesson.
I wouldn't use it anyway. Why would I want to live
I
your
know.
lifestyle?
Listen, to give
My lifestyle? Let's talk about my lifestyle.
As I get on here and laugh like a Satanist.
A Satanist because I'm laughing, I'm a Satanist? What the
That's
fuck?
right. What the fuck?
So every time you laugh?
Every time you laugh?
Jesus said,
hey, look how easy it is to trigger you. Mentally unstable. A bunch of mentally unstable mental health sessions.
Said that the world would
Oh God.
rejoice because it hated him. So I don't know where you get this idea that you're going to be glorified and raised up and fucking rich and all this.
it's from reading the Bible so much.
When you take up the cross and walk, you will be persecuted and hated. That's what happens.
Well, you won't die for the name of Jesus Christ, so what would you care?
That's what
you won't die. You won't live for the name of Jesus Christ. Fuck dying.
Right, exactly. I'm closer to Jesus than you are.
You're Christian. Yeah, right.
I don't need to be Christian.
When was the last time you went to a homeless shelter and fed a bunch of homeless people?
Actually, I did that a little while ago. When's the last time you went and gave anything for free?
I wasn't asking you. I was asking Twilight. I'll address you and I'm
Then why didn't you say Twilight?
Oh.
I don't feel like I need to answer your interrogations, to be honest with you. But I've done.
Is this the Inquisition by the good Christians?
I mean, I don't care because technology is going to be implanted inside of you soon, so it doesn't matter what.
I've done plenty though.
Yeah, okay.
I've sacrificed plenty for people. So.
Oh, plenty of chickens, cats. What have you sacrificed?
No.
I'm just fucking with you, Twilight. You should know that I'm always trolling your ass. Come on, man.
I walk in truth.
If you're a troll, how is that following Christ's message in any capacity?
It's funny sometimes
because my purpose isn't to save your soul, Nubs. That's what Jesus is here for.
So your purpose is to condemn me?
No, I'm not one of them Christians who's going to sit here and constantly shove the Bible passages down your throat and say, you need to convert to God. There's no point.
You're right. There is no point. There's no point to the religion, in my opinion.
Well, then there you go. So why would I try to change the minds of men? It's pointless.
On religion. It's beyond religion. It's beyond religion.
Believe me, I've spent many years trying.
I won't believe you for a damn thing.
Converting people. I tried converting.
Trying is preparing for failure through lack of proper preparation.
And it did nothing. It did nothing to convert people to Christianity because why people don't care.
So
about
you got
Christians,
angry.
They don't care about their own people. No, they just don't care.
To know and to believe the love that God.
If I got angry, I'd be out there murdering people because they didn't switch to Christ. So you know,
sir, you are angry.
Oh yes, I'm so angry.
And to believe
you're passive aggressively attacking two people that don't believe what you believe. Yes, that is anger.
You mean like the LGBTQ people? Yeah, you mean the people who want to make my kid a tranny?
I'm at peace.
If they want to make your kid a tranny, then you're not doing a good job then.
So we have
well, you know, unfortunately we live in a society where we can't just, you know, hang people up by their toes anymore, So
you would hang people up by their toes. You would have done well in the Inquisition.
Yeah. Well, you know, I don't think you should teach little children how to chop off their wee-wees.
Neither do I. I think that's ridiculous. It's absolutely preposterous, in fact.
Well, I guess I'm a bad Christian because I don't love the people. Oh, I mean,
yeah, because he said, love your neighbor as yourself. Clearly, you do not love yourself because you clearly hate your neighbor.
Because I won't cut off my pee-pee with them. They told me I could be a woman.
No, and to believe.
Are you going to die on that cross? Because I don't believe that that's a good idea either. So I'm in one accord with you.
You would be the guy handing the nails to the soldier to put Jesus up on the cross. That's the guy you'd be. Hey, $3 for a nail, 3 shekels for a nail.
Can we get
right? Yeah,
Sick,
yeah.
right?
I would probably be the guy pounding the nails, according to you.
please?
There you go. That's the spirit right there. That's that spirit.
So we have come.
Notice the word probably, according to you. So if there's any spirit, it was directed back to you.
So we have come to know and to believe the love that God has for us. God is love, and whoever abides in love abides in God.
The government is love. The government is love. The
By
government
this
loves,
is
the
love
government loves you
perfected.
so much that they dropped 2 buildings 20 years ago. They love you so much too.
No, that was the Jews.
By
Oh, that's
this,
right. It's the shekel man. Uh-oh.
this is love.
Yeah, that's why the insurance policy was taken out. At least that's what I understand.
2 billion, 2 trillion. I can't remember. I'm too retarded.
You guys.
I won't disagree with you there.
Yeah.
You're lost.
We're all a little lost.
I'm at peace. I don't know. Like,
Yeah, I got a piece out of here because I gotta get up at dawn. So that's about in 3 hours. So I'm gonna try to sleep for at least 3 hours, folks.
All right, brother.
Blessings. Yeah, thank you for being here with me.
Some rest,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, I'm gonna go around. Yeah. Yeah.
Have a good one.
I had a crazy week. That's why I wasn't around. But anytime
Yeah,
I
it's all
can
good. Yeah, I heard about it. Yeah, hopefully,
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
you
you
stay
heard
in
about.
health.
Yeah,
Blessings. Yeah.
I was.
Yeah, praying for your health, my friend. Yeah, of course.
I really, man, I haven't known you that long, and I really don't like make friends quickly. I usually like have associates, but I really do consider you a friend already.
Yeah, you're one of the homies, dude. Definitely.
Yeah, bro. I really
Bless-
like. I don't. I don't
Yeah, I
make that.
appreciate
I
that.
don't say that shit lightly.
Yeah, the
Like,
feeling is mutual. Yeah, definitely.
yeah, man. You're a real one. I try to be around whenever I can. And you can always hit me up privately too, man. In fact, I want you to because there's some shit I want to discuss with you.
For
offline.
sure, for sure. Yeah, definitely, dude. I'll throw you the number. Yeah, blessings, homie. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, hit me up anytime. Yeah, for sure. Any of
Yep.
you guys, really,
Same.
shoot me an email. I'm just a guy on the internet. We're just doing some things. There's nothing.
Yeah.
All the help I need in my life is unprofessional. So, bless you guys.
Because I want to get into the Quran. I want to get into the Nag Hammadi as well. I want to learn more about the Quran though too, because I know a little bit, but I don't like talking about it because I almost feel like insulting in a way. Because I mean, I know some stuff. You know me, I read a lot, but I don't know enough that I feel like.
I'm pretty sure I have an extra copy if you'd like it.
Yeah, I'll do a little Ramadan special where we'll read those verses that I read to you earlier and some.
Yeah, I really like that.
Yeah, we'll go into Surah 2. We'll have a little Ramadan special. But this stream, I don't know if Brown's Boy is still around. If you could drop the link to Cyber Caliphate, because this stream is going to be gone off of this main channel, and it's only going to be available on the Cyber Caliphate channel. So go and check it out there. We're going to be unlisting it from this channel here. So yeah, thank you for joining us. Do you guys have any closing words and blessings?
I don't, but if we could have just a moment after it goes unlive, I just need to ask Twilight a quick question.
Yeah, Nubs, actually, I want to tell you something as well. One, do you have a channel? And two, are you subscribed to mine? I might actually keep a quick watch myself.
I think he accidentally hit the wrong button. He signed off there. But yeah, maybe he'll be back in. But yeah, I got a little 10-minute closer too. So
okay,
so yeah, maybe he'll be back. But yeah.
But yeah, man, I want to talk to you about some stuff, and then I also want to like schedule like a presentation or something on my channel, your channel, or both, or whatever.
For sure.
But yeah, man, I really appreciate you. I'm glad we crossed paths.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, check the video out here, Cyber Caliphate. If you guys want a copy of it, I mean, you're gonna have to go check it out there. So yeah, I got a little musical closer here, and then yeah, that's it for the show. Blessings, guys. Yeah, thank you, Twilight.
Don't let bullshit divide you.
Do you mind if we have a quick chat after you're done with the live?
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
All right,
Yeah, it's
cool.
gonna
Thank you.
take 10
Do you
minutes.
have a
It's
do you
gonna
have a
take 10
channel,
minutes. Yeah.
Nubs?
What's up?
Do you have a channel?
No,
Are you on Discord?
no, not
Oh,
yet. Everybody keeps on asking me. I'm going to end up getting on there
yeah,
eventually here.
but you get on Discord and you should subscribe to my channel. On my YouTube. I'm
Do you have a
saying
YouTube channel?
yes, and I'm gonna do a quick live after this, just to chill out for a minute.
Yeah, cool.
If
Yeah,
you
Fair
want,
enough.
you can talk on there.
Yeah, head over there.
Yeah.
Nubs,
That sounds like a better idea. That way you can
yeah.
jump off and not worry about
That's
shit.
what
Can
I
you
was
drop a
just-
link in the chat?
That's what I was just thinking, because I was thinking
All
about
right.
what to do, and I was like, that actually makes sense. Yeah, because I'm still awake and he needs to sleep. So
Yeah, blessings, guys. Thank you.
yeah, man, get some sleep, brother.
Yeah, so
Thank you
yeah,
much,
we did this extra.
Machine.
Yeah, we did this extra little show. We'll be back on Saturday. Yeah, of course, Nubs. Blessings. Yeah, peace be with you, brother. And good luck with your work.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so I'm gonna. Yeah, you guys talk on the private channel. Throw you guys here. Yeah,
Yep.
blessings, Twilight. Thank you, friend. Yeah.
Yep. All I have to say is don't buy the bullshit. With all the divide and conquer,
Right.
where it's Jews or it's the, whoever the fuck it is, understand that it's individual. These are secret societies. This is, don't trust the neo Nazis. Don't trust any of this shit. It's all with the racism or whatever the fuck way they try to spin it. It's all, and then most of all, don't let dumb shit divide us, from each other, whether it's on the panel or in real life or whatever it is, because you never know when your last day is. You know what I mean? Like it's real talk, and that's all I have to say really.
For
Blessings
sure.
and
Yeah,
power.
blessings.
Hit me up
Yeah.
anytime, but
Yeah, for sure. You too, my homie. Yeah.
some rest.
Yeah, definitely. Hit me up anytime. Yeah, we got the homies link there in the chat. Yeah, thank you guys for joining. I mean, yeah, please go check out his live. He's going live soon. So you guys go check it out after show. I mean, yeah, blessings. I mean, thank you, homie. Yeah, blessings, my friend. Yeah, and everybody else. You know what I mean? Hold on, let me get some glasses out here. Yeah, but thank you guys so much for watching this debate review with me and Twilight, son of Lilith. Talking about Zionism. He's an expert on the subject of Zionism, and so am I. I mean, so I'm happy to have him in here. I mean, one of the few people that we can actually have an intelligent discussion with on the matter. I mean, and he gave us some of his expertise there, and showing on this debate review. Please only go check this out on the Cyber Caliphate channel. It's not going to be available on the Machine Lies. So Cyber Caliphate all the way. If you're not subscribed there, forget about it. I mean, don't know what you're doing. I mean, but yeah, I'm going to hang out for a second, listen to some music with you guys. And that's it for the show. We're going to get some sleep here. A few hours of sleep and wake up for fasting. Blessings. I mean, but yeah, here's some music for you guys. Some of my favorite songs. Man, I played the shit out of these songs, but I love it. I mean, I love these songs. Blessings.
third waymaster, treason, Anvil 120, the horny pointed dragon, launch from deviant bearded Zaxxon, database GPU 28 permeator, amnesia, heavenly strip slimer, megalopolis cheap transponder beamer, weather modification ordinance to T3 coaxial transmission slush from corporate governance. The William Casey Cap City takeover, Reagan era protocol, decimate digi patent nano server farm, screw face and motor card, global positioning interference throughout the matrix, mother of all blasphemous, nebulous, rhythmless nation, pompous, spiny, arrogant, emotionless, gray-faced slave, pale zealot horseman, destroying guard belligerent. This is personal and business, while purple creatures lullaby your infants. Stop encouraging your own censorship by supporting a profit over your survival. Be responsible for repping your own independent movement. This is black nigga State of the Union. Fuck reword retaliation against American neocon who use media as a weapon on its own population. While half the world starving, suppressed image Iridium Hubble station with a rogue general named Electric with financial interests in fusional nuclear weapons will broadcast the launch of fake holy war while you watch Kobe score 40 during the playoffs of Armageddon. Alpha Bravo Zulu time, keep America online guessing. Hand back my style and essence. What the fuck are you even thinking? Cabbage Patch, Kentucky Fried Wicked, Edomite chicken. Don't worry, mommy, Nintendo served as the covert secret training. So while little Joey became a collateral damage sand trooper agent, deep in the killing fields with Wycom as the only source of entertainment. The same little techno Autobots you watch crush each other for harmless enjoyment. And soon time will be on remote control protest crowd deployment. Titanium elbow jointed, cracking your primitive cerebral cortex. Got you uncertain channel surfing. Who's behind the control surface in certain bloody escalation tampons? The true nature of the threat. Viciously rip free speech out the throat box clarinets. To keep Halliburton call-out group profit in the dark. So every nuclear winter the Bin Laden and George exchange Christmas cards. Why do you think Saddam most trusted warring regiments called the Republican Guard?
Demons fight demons on Beast Vision. Tonight at 5 after the presidential speech. Biblical Babylon fixation on dinosaurs, demigods, and winged creatures. Secret reptilian DNA in all land walking mammals. The mind moves energy, developing cheap pressure. Bone compression process step by step. Sitting lowest in a microcosmic orbit. Internal exercise of the eye sockets. Receiving transmissions of mathematical substance. Proof the projectors dying in your living room is flat. Neo-national geographic man. Hannah Barbaric aftershock of the master plan. Blueprint of the matrix. Reflecting already mastered man. Destined to destroy itself. Making into info worship where Satan steals your soul from behind a TV screen. Extra accessories for 1995 plus shipping and handling. Trapped in a square spectrum of light. My Superman's father. Dripping toward the biosphere of the earth atmosphere to the glass shatter. Antimatter, deflecting asteroids from the planet using my photonic force shield. Animal bypass surgery, Pentium 6 chip perfected, isolated unification. First century television broadcast, Christ execution across the Roman Empire. 666 Roman numerology engraved in the Pope's crown. 30 minutes of watching the false light reduce simulation of brain activity.
All die. Beast Vision. Resistance is impossible. You said you were time travelers.
There is nothing. The special blood of Jesus Christ is the only thing that can remove the stench of sin from your soul. The blood of Jesus Christ is the only thing that can stop the death angel from invading your family.